Welcome everyone to another session of Journey to Midnight. Sorry that it has taken us so long to get to the obligatory Riot episode.
Worth
When we
it.
last worth it. Let's see if you're saying that in a few minutes, Alyssa. So when we last left off with the canon session, not with the brand session, which was still very fun.
I'm still counting it as canon.
Prince Bolkonski had barged into the team's rooms, desperately asking Yume for help to stop a riot. Apparently, there are members of the Green Hand provoking the crowd, and it is all the soldiers can do to keep them at bay without opening fire on them. And if a negotiated solution cannot be reached, this is the Napoleonic Wars. There's only one way you put down a riot if it's not with words.
With kindness.
Yeah, with kindness.
And compassion.
And
understanding.
Yeah, Gunter.
And mutual aid between members of society.
This is
right?
19th century Russia.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
Ooh. Oops.
Yeah. It should.
It should.
Well, it doesn't.
Let's get beheaded, guys.
No, let's not.
Oh wait, shit! I can actually. Hey, Gunter.
Oh, yes, Miss
Sarah. Let me kill my little boy.
Oh, are you just going to throw yourself in the riot like a crowd surfer?
Yeah, I think it would be funny, but also,
yes.
God, it's so not in character for him. I made several mistakes in playing a character who's sane. I want to be insane again. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Get into the plot. It's fine.
With all the bullshit we've been getting up to in this campaign, he could be driven insane.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that to look forward to.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Gerard Madness arc.
What a way to go.
Yume's about to be driven insane.
Let's go, baby.
So, currently, we're just going to get right into the thick of the action. You are escorted to a carriage with a squad of cavalry around it. Prince Bolkonski is riding with you in the carriage, and
hang on.
Yes?
Not all of us are going straight to the riot.
Ah, yes. I do remember there was something that you possibly wanted to do. Would you like to share with the class?
So, I am of the opinion that the Green Hand is more likely to listen to us if we have evidence against Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we need to get that evidence now. So,
I think that's a pretty good way of processing it.
So I am staying behind at the castle for 2 minutes to sneak into his office and steal some evidence. Who wants to join me?
I would highly recommend you not just wait to get the evidence first.
Yeah,
strongly recommend that if someone is getting the evidence,
you gotta let the players have a little bit of power here, okay?
No, I'm not saying you can't. If you want to do it, you can. I am just saying. If your goal is,
I am staying behind. Not everyone is going straight there. Some of us are, and some of us are staying to get the evidence.
Okay.
I was about to say, here's my other question: is though, while I know we're trying to act fast, is there a particular reason why we would want to split up and not collect it together?
Bolkonski,
because Gunter won't let us, apparently.
No, I want to hear the answer
Alyssa,
from our DM.
Let me talk.
Yeah, I did not
does tell you that the riot is close to getting extremely violent. As in, it's at the point where the soldiers are about to have to open fire just to protect themselves.
Okay, so here is my proposition. Do we have a voluntary stall team, and do we have an evidence gathering team that will be ready to run in and back them up?
Giuseppe's down to stall. That's his.
I was about to say, I think we have stall potential here.
Yeah.
So we have a charisma-based stall. We have an evidence collection team. So we have a stall team and an evidence collection team. Now, the stall team will have to be very cautious in de-escalation. And I think because of that, it's very important who we pick.
Yes.
Now, Yume is a hard person to divide into that team, given that she is our only green hand representative within the ranks, but also she is our main little sneaky rogue person. However, I
Yeah.
think her being a central member of the green hand outweighs her being a sneaky rogue person, because the rest of us can either charisma or intimidate our way through in some way or another on the evidence gathering team. So I volunteer Giuseppe and Yume to be the core members of that stall team, and then we have an evidence gathering team split off from them. But it is crucial that the stall team be focused on de-escalation. Now, will that de-escalation be difficult without the necessary evidence? Yes, but they just have to stall until the other team can reach them.
So, inform me again who you want to be on the stall team.
I mean, I'm not going to volunteer them, but my running theory was probably Giuseppe and Yume.
Giuseppe's on the stall team, yeah.
Because I feel like their skills
I was
can be
planning on being
combined
the
well.
one to sneak into the office because I have the highest sneak stats.
Yeah, and the reason that your abilities are a bit split here, because as someone who's
I'm
a member of the Green Hand, I think that we can figure out the sneaking thing on our own, but it is more important that you go and speak to your people. So you can leave the sneaking to us. We'll figure it out.
assuming they'll listen to me.
So, while it is not my place to tell you exactly what to do to get into... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Ray has a spell that could work for stalling, but he also has 17 in charisma and a +5 in intimidation and persuasion, so he could really go either way.
The other thing with Ray I wanted to ask is, does he have anything useful, given he's a druid, I think? That could maybe be useful for
Right
making
now,
him
the
more
only
inconspicuous?
So I have the only like spells that I have right now are mending, mold earth, and produce flame and darkness.
You know how badly I wish you could turn and wait, you can produce darkness?
Yes.
That's great for sneaking.
Oh.
That's great for sneaking. That's really good for sneaking. You're on the sneaking team.
So I can produce a magical darkness up to 15-foot radius, and a creature with dark vision can't see through this, and non-magical light can't illuminate it.
Oh my god. Okay, you're on the sneaking team if you're okay with that.
Sure.
So then essentially that would negate most of the... Oh, can you see it through yourself, though? Like, can you see through it yourself?
Have dark vision? That's actually a good question.
Yeah, well, it would work against...
He's a half-elf, so I don't know.
Well, it works even
Let's
against
see.
creatures with dark vision.
Yeah,
so
no,
spell shaping... No, let me finish. If you have spell shaping, then it wouldn't affect people that are in your party, which I think you would have spell shaping as just like someone within the party.
Here, hold on. I can look up whether it affects
so
the caster or not.
Here's the way it works. If the point you choose is on an object you are holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it, completely covering the source of the darkness. With an opaque object such as a bowl or a helm blocks the darkness.
Okay. And then does that darkness like radiate out in a certain like area?
So the range and area is 60 feet or a 15-foot radius sphere.
Oh my god! You could cause
a Ray, what the fuck?
Dome of blackout.
So, what I am seeing on D&D 5e, the actual spell has a 15-foot radius. You can cast it on anything within 60 feet.
Okay, so as a 15-foot radius of essential like blindness that we can cause.
Yep. Lasts up to 10 minutes. More than enough time to do whatever you need.
Yes. Okay. So then that will at least, at the very least, give us a major advantage on stealth. So we can free Yume up to go negotiate. And I'm gonna volunteer to be on the evidence gathering party. Is that okay?
Oh wait, Giuseppe doesn't have any healing spells.
That's
well, then
okay.
I can go with you guys then, because I can be a good field medic. I can go either way. I was just problem
Yeah.
solving. So I think I'll be okay to go with
Because
either
Ray
team.
has healing spells, you have healing spells. I think you two are the only ones with healing spells.
I'm gonna add some healing spells as soon as I get there, but
Yeah, okay,
I
so
know.
I'll go with the
I'm
negotiation
still
team because I'm also a cool head.
level 3.
Okay, so we got
Giuseppe, you heal
Yume.
the inside
Yume.
boo-boos.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't hear what you said.
No, what did you say, Gunter?
I was just saying, Giuseppe, you heal the inside boo-boos.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
heal the
I didn't mean
inside
to interrupt
boo-boos.
you.
No, you're
No,
fine.
it's okay.
What you said was really important to me personally.
It was deeply important, and it healed my inside boo-boos, Gunter.
My inside boobs.
My inside, the boobs on the inside.
Oh god. Sorry, Alyssa, please continue.
Okay, so basically what I'm hearing, we have Yume, Giuseppe, and Gerard on the trying
Negotiation team.
Yeah. Lady and Ray are gonna stay behind and try and get some evidence.
Half-elf bonding time.
Yeah, they're going to be on the evidence gathering team. And because Ray can cast that spell, they don't have to worry about stealth as much.
Congratulations.
Lady can also serve as security.
Well, congratulations. I did not write anything planned to like what to say to the rioters because I thought I was staying behind to steal evidence. So,
that's okay.
That's okay. Baby, this is all improv. I never plan anything ahead.
Which I am not great at, and I'm even gonna say. So
you're gonna do great.
Oh.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You don't necessarily have to say anything. Giuseppe rambles in like a kind little man way, and then you're there basically to be a visual touch key. Like
it's just important that you're there. You don't have to have all the words.
If it makes you feel better, if the role is good, I will let you get away with like moderate to no roleplay at all.
Nice.
You don't have to roleplay it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Alright.
Alright, so is that settled? Do y'all feel good about your arrangement?
I think we should be good. I have 2 quick questions that I just want to clarify that one of them you have definitely already answered, but I believe that I'm wrong 80% of the time. This is a conflict breaking out between agents of the Green Hand and like officials of the city, right?
Kind of.
So what Bolkonski described to you is rioters began assembling in the city square.
Mm-hmm.
They have noticed green hand masks among the crowd, but it is also made up of regular Mazavian peasants, craftsmen, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And in response to this, a platoon of soldiers had come to the square to ask them to dissolve.
Gotcha.
He's saying this to you right now. And it's deteriorated to the point where, yeah, the only thing keeping the soldiers from being torn apart by this mob are the fact that they have guns.
Cool.
It's a very tense situation.
Very tense. My last question is my HP from that we have not rested in between the last time we played at the end of that episode and currently right now, right?
Did you take damage?
At some point, I have 23 out of 28 hit points. I don't know when I took damage.
You've had several long rests.
Okay, I'll just put it back.
You've had several long rests.
I don't know where those 5 hit points came out, but
I was trying.
That second
say,
session.
when the hell did you take damage?
I don't know. I was probably.
It was a little fun session.
Listen,
what did I miss?
Listen, Yume. If I'm being honest, I was probably doing something stupid. Okay.
He took damage from the novel he was reading and got so engrossed that he forgot what was real and what was not.
Yeah, that's yep.
Oh, geez,
that tracks. Okay. In that case, I'm good.
Please have max HP. Yes. All right. You have all had a long rest. You are all at full health. You all
We
have
love you, Tech Crew.
your spells. Please help Katie have less to do.
We love you, Katie. A
We love you,
wonderful, wonderful
Katie.
Tech Crew. Big shout
All right.
out. She makes
With
the stream
that,
look so good.
yes. I think with that, we are good to go.
Kissy for
Yes, kisses
Katie.
for Katie. So the stalling team is going to make their way to the square. You board a carriage surrounded by a squad of cavalry who are also going to reinforce the unit, which you now know is platoon sized. For
Yume puts on
context,
her mask.
yeah, I know there's only so many men here. Imagine about like 30 soldiers.
Not a
Hey,
platoon
Gunter.
size.
Yes.
Real quick pause. I'm not sure if I'm the only one getting this, but there is something weird going on with your audio.
No, I can hear him just fine. I think it's probably on your end.
Probably. Hold on.
Yeah,
What
Can
I
you
was
is
hear
about
it?
me
to say,
now?
What?
I can hear him very clear.
No, it's
I've moved
clear. There's
my
just like this underlying like crinkle shrieking thing. It's like a mechanical thing. And it's only
Oh.
happening when he talks.
You might want to reconnect to the call.
Yeah,
It
give me a
sounds
hot
like that is
second.
something on your end, ma'am.
Yeah, it probably is given my technology.
Thank you for checking, though. Hey, Gunter, was there any other detail you were going to include in that description? Because I have another question.
Nope, that was about everything.
Does Gerard have a couple minutes to speak with Yume?
Oh no.
You can speak to her on the carriage ride.
Okay. And is it just us in the carriage?
It is the stalling team plus Volkonsky.
Giuseppe's there, but he'll plug his ears if he needs to.
No, it's okay. I was just going to check the lay of the land. I think what he has to say to her and what he wants to ask her is okay to ask in front of these people anyway.
She is.
Yeah.
Yume's also putting on her mask. On the way there.
Volkonsky raises his eyebrows at the mask but says nothing. He has more important things to worry about right now.
Well, you want the Phoenix, don't you?
Gerard kind of, as if trying to kind of distract her from the sort of tense interaction she just tried to start again. He sort of leans forward with his elbows on his knees and like kind of leans in close where she definitely knows he's focused on her. And he's like, I need to ask you several things about what we're about to do.
Okay.
And just as like a player, please forgive me if what he is about to ask is information that we've already given and I have forgotten. But
no, that's okay. That's okay.
He kind of rubs his hands together and he's like, do you believe that the people instigating this interaction are your own?
She sighs. That's a bit complicated.
The
If you asked them, they'd probably say yes. But I disagree.
Well, essentially what I was looking for is that I was wondering if the Green Hand had imposters in it.
Boo 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 boo.
And she definitely looks caught off guard by that question. She hadn't considered that.
Because consider this. If someone is using your face in order to start a riot, you take the consequences, the bearer of the face. They can just cast off the mask. If if an imposter is taking the face of your people in order to instigate punishment upon them, is there a way that you can prove that your people are not the ones actually instigating this? Like a code word, something that only someone a part of your organization would know.
Maybe like a secret handshake.
Yeah, maybe like a secret handshake.
You
If
got like
putting on a mask.
You have like name tags.
Yeah, name tag.
Actually, you see her hand go to where the tattoo on her chest is. And
What
she
I
looks
want,
like she's thinking about it really hard.
What I want you to do is go out there and defend the honor of your people.
And
non-violently.
Because I think they're dishonoring your people here, are they not?
Yes. But what if it is them?
Well, wouldn't you know, Phoenix?
Well, it's not exactly like we have a roster.
You don't have a roster? Ooh.
As you are approaching, you begin to hear the sounds of what sound like distant singing. I have shared the song in the chat if you want to listen to it.
Here's the
Sadly,
thing,
we were not
Gunter.
able
I
to get
know.
it
I'm sure it
into
is
the
such
stream.
a good song. It is, however, do you hear the people sing from my minute?
This is the national anthem of the Russian SFSR.
Here's the thing, it's basically the Marseillaise, but in Russian.
Oh, wonderful.
They even talk about a vampire czar, so I had to.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my
They talk
god.
about a vampire?
They talk about a vampire
Christ,
czar?
okay.
They literally call the czar a
Oh,
vampire
it's this
in the
one.
fandom.
Okay, yeah.
Am I
Just
allowed to
in
post this link in the Twitch chat? Because I will.
Yeah, do it.
Will Twitch get mad if I post a link?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh,
Let's find out, baby. We know the law.
We know the law.
I want everyone
know
to
the
hear the
law.
national
Do we
anthem of the Russian
know-
SFSR.
SSR, because we can all read.
Yeah.
And it's kind of and Gerard kind of steeples his fingers again and rubs his hands. He's like, all right, well. And he sits back and kind of like rubs his hands over his face and just goes like, okay. Well, it's happening anyway, isn't it?
You never answered her second question.
What did he ask?
What if they are members of the Green Hand?
And he's like, if they are members, wouldn't they listen to you?
Maybe.
Try your best.
She just nods at that one.
And he nods back and he sits back and folds his hands and he's said his piece. I think we're good, Gunter. Thank you for letting me do a dialogue. I wanted to do that.
Yeah, of course. You make your way steadily towards the square. Singing grows louder and louder. You can also hear shouting mixed in. No gunshots yet. You eventually arrive, and as you exit the coach, you are greeted with something very similar to the site you see on the map. A set of barricades manned by Bruce soldiers, each one with a cannon in the
Do
middle
you hear the
on
people
one side.
singing the song
Of angry men. And
I've never
on
seen
the
them
other
use-
side, hundreds of angry looking peasants, farmers, townsfolk.
Man, even the
And
farmers
they're,
came all the way out here for this?
well, it is a harvest festival. We're still in the town.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
You see at their forefront several people who seem to be the loose organizers of this, wearing green masks. And even more foreboding, they have guns.
Interesting.
It's called the
Yeah.
Green Hand, not the Green Gun. What
Not the green
gives?
gun. I
The
thought you
Green
meant
Gun. I love that
Yeah.
Marvel franchise, the Green Gun.
the green
They
gun.
have. At the moment, you only see them armed, but you have no way of knowing if anyone else in the crowd is similarly armed.
Understood.
All right, show of hands, who's
Volkonsky,
packing?
show of hands, who's packing? Volkonsky raises his
Alright,
hand.
who's
You
not
see
dead?
him
Sound
pull out
off.
5 pistols.
Like, that's not the only way he's hung.
Oh God.
Sorry.
All right. Volkonsky approaches the platoon commander. Lieutenant, the situation? The lieutenant looks over his shoulder, sees a vastly superior officer to himself approaching, surrounded by you all. Sketches a quick salute and then, rather informally, jerks a thumb over his shoulder. Shite, sir.
Oh my god.
Five
Gerard
more minutes and they'll try to rush us.
Oh, okay.
Do we have reinforcements on the way, Your Excellency? Bolkonsky, not bothering with formality, jerks his thumb over his shoulder at you.
Oh
This
my
is it.
god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The lieutenant looks over his shoulder at you. You see a brief flash of despair on his face before military discipline reasserts itself. Thank you, sir.
That's reassuring.
Bolkonsky does
Sorry.
ask, do you know where they got the firearms, Lieutenant? Hell if I know, sir. As far as I'm aware, the arsenal is still secure. There have been no reports of a break-in. They just appeared with the muskets. We don't know how many have one.
Show of hands who's packing.
Show of hands who's packing. I gotta get out my little handy dandy notebook. We're getting interesting notes tonight. Gerard kind of clears his throat and steps up, if he may.
He can.
Okay. And he's like, I see. Given we are new to this situation, may I ask what measures have been taken by your forces to manage this one?
The lieutenant gestures to the barricades. They seem solid enough. Wood, sandbags, that sort of thing.
So
well,
you're treating...
the main reason we're not dead are the cannons.
Understood. Was there an inciting incident?
We don't know yet.
I see. And how long has this been gathering?
The crowd has been growing steadily larger for the past 30 minutes.
30 minutes. It's a very quick... sorry, what's the word I'm looking for?
Protest?
That's a very quick gathering of a formation, especially by disorganized people, wouldn't you say?
The lieutenant nods. We suspect this is not quite a spontaneous incident, sir.
Apparently not.
And he does gesture to the green hand operatives. We do know that they have been here the entire time and have been exhorting the people to quote unquote cast off their oppressors and break the chains of bondage.
Can I? Okay.
May I ask you
Can I?
one more question that you may have to forgive me for?
You may ask away, sir.
Do you consider these people equivalent opponents or something more akin to cattle?
Through sheer numbers, they will overwhelm this position. Even with the cannon, my men and I could kill many of them, but we could not actually stop them.
I see.
Thanks for avoiding the question.
May
He
I give
interpreted. Go ahead.
Now, I do understand the lay of the land here a bit better. Thank you for that. I think it would be perhaps a good move to treat these people as equal opponents rather than something to control. Though I know that is an intimidating prospect, and I do not mean insult by that. Because they are organized, and you cannot treat someone organized like they are not. Does that make sense?
The lieutenant looks at you for a second. He seems to come to a realization before he points at his eyes and does a smile. He has no fangs and his eyes are a light brown.
Gerard smiles a little bit.
You won't find any prejudice from me here, sir.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I know. He's like,
not
I'm
a
speaking to
vampire.
you. He's like, I'm speaking to you as a fellow soldier. Though my time on that field has passed a bit. I am not sure if it shows or not. I'm often mistaken for a nobleman.
May I ask a question?
Yes,
You may.
please forgive me. I didn't mean to.
This is a question for God himself, the DM. Can I look out at those green hand operatives? Can I tell if they're dreamwalkers?
Their masks obscure their eyes. You cannot tell.
Now, can I ask another leading question to God?
You can.
How similar are their masks to Yume's?
Oh, mine's very different, actually.
I know, but I wanted to ask. Like, there's other aspects to it: the make, the model, the stylization. I'm
Well,
sure
because
they're just symbolic.
mine marks me as the leader, because mine's a phoenix trope. The others are green.
If
Well, then wouldn't
you
she know what a true like underling's mask look like?
That's true.
So they are the green domino masks that you saw in the art from the second session, with the little teardrop shaped, with the little blood colored teardrop emblazoned on them. You
Which is
do
not
know that
usual for green
you do
hands.
know that this does indicate them to be members of a breakaway faction of the Green Hand who believe in more radical means of helping their people, much more violent means.
Mm-hmm.
Things like organizing a riot that's about to turn into a revolt.
Yeah, that's the problem. They are members of the Green Hand. They're just not listening to Yume anymore.
Yeah, they're members of an offshoot.
Yeah,
So
these
I guess we can safely run under the assumption that they're genuine members of an offshoot. Is that fair? I wouldn't want to say necessarily that's true yet, but
if they're wearing the masks, you have no reason to believe they are imposters. It's entirely possible they still are, but you
They would
don't
have
have
to
a way of
tattoo.
proving that.
oh yeah, would they still have tattoos even if they're from an offshoot group?
Yes,
You can't
because
get
they
rid of a
did.
tattoo.
It would be much harder at this point in time. Well, I mean, there's magic, I guess. But
They wouldn't have access to it, most likely.
Yeah.
So you would
Poor.
still be able to identify them by their tattoos. And actually, you can roll perception to see if you notice any tattoos from this far away.
Well, if they're wearing a shirt, we wouldn't be able to see
You
it.
may take the chance. You may
take the chance. You may, maybe one of them has their
God is
tits out.
offering you a chance. Don't say no.
Well, do any of them have their tits out?
Roll and see.
There's quite a few who have, like, basically the tops of their shirts slightly open. It's the middle of summer,
They have
and
this
still kind of
sexy
hot,
open
even though it's
pirate
evening.
shirt
Yeah,
look.
yeah. Listen, they may
They're
be a
wearing the
revolting
open pirate
faction,
shirts.
but they aren't. They may be a revolting faction, but they aren't abiding by revolting fashion.
Revolting fashion, okay?
So what was? I'm sorry. What was the answer?
You can roll
Yes,
perception
roll.
to see.
Roll perception. Okay.
Do 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 do.
Eh.
12. You do see what looks like a tattoo on a couple of the people with their chests bared.
Okay.
It does look like the sort of tattoo you see on members of the Green Hand.
It's
They
the
probably
green
are.
fist.
Yeah, you can see a little speck of red in the middle of it that looks like an addition. That's not part of the standard tattoo.
They're rebranding.
They're rebranding. They're not being.
Interesting.
They're breaking conformity.
They certainly are.
All right.
And Gerard kind of nudges Giuseppe and he's like, now I hate to ask you to do anything outside of your comfort zone, but I think we need that time now.
The time is so what? Quarter past.
Oh, Giuseppe, I try to be dignified, but you make it so hard.
I've been told I have that effect on people.
I know.
Well, at least he didn't try to make a joke about the spice.
I'm sorry, the spice? What about spice?
Time. The spice.
Oh my god, okay.
What are we talking about?
I don't know
You know.
either. We're going to move on. Volkansky looks back to you all. You do notice that while you've all been talking, a messenger rode up to him and dispatched and left him a note.
Oh, we just got a letter. We just got
We
a
got a
letter.
letter.
He quickly scans over it before his eyes his eyebrows sort of crinkle and upset. He looks at you. We won't be getting any reinforcements. General Kutuzov is afraid that other riots might break out in different parts of the city, and is holding the rest of our unit, the rest of the garrison in reserve. We're it.
Giuseppe nods
You
and
hear
goes,
the
well,
lieutenant curse under his breath.
Oh, we can't make that apparent.
Giuseppe goes,
Yume looks up at him and just kind of sighs and goes, "You understand that if you fire on that crowd, things are just going to get worse."
Volkansky stares back. If it gets to the point where I have to fire on the crowd, I'm only protecting my men.
It won't matter at that point. You will make it worse if you fire on that crowd.
Better to be in a worse situation and alive. No offense.
You'll be looking at the entire city next.
At least we'll be there to deal with it. I do believe you all had a strategy for dealing with this, he says pointedly.
My God.
Yeah, until we ripped it apart.
No. This has been information gathering, because for me, this has been informative.
Yeah.
Remember, we're actually not fully de-escalating. We're the stall team.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's my pitch. We ask them if there is a leader among them that we can speak with.
I was just gonna, yeah, you're so smart.
They're organized. And if they show an unwillingness to speak, they can lose popularity with their own people.
Mm-hmm.
Simple visual politics. So we offer to speak. We don't walk up there with a gun, we don't walk up there with a weapon, and we don't walk up there looking like the enemy that they expect. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Giuseppe kind of butts in and he goes, if I might make a suggestion. He kind of stoops down and scoops up Panettone. He's like, not a gun, not a sword, but a dog.
Oh, but an animal ambassador. You really are a genius, Mr. Columbo.
No! Giuseppe makes a face at that because he did say that. He's like, where do you know that name?
Don't worry about it.
All right, we're not gonna talk about it. All right. Anyways,
why are you playing Gerard like a fucking supervillain? That's what he's playing.
I don't know, but actually, it's getting funnier
who
the
you
longer
are,
you do
Sarah.
it. Listen, you have to. It works really well.
It works
all right,
so well.
So, who among you will speak to the crowd? Will you approach as a group? Will it just be one of you?
Should we all? Okay. Should Giuseppe
be?
Group. I think it's a group, but should Giuseppe talk?
Can Gerard volunteer to stay with the lieutenant since he isn't as visually important to this? But if you want him on the stage, he can come.
You, as the players, can decide the composition of your group in this case.
Yeah, I'm talking to my group. I apologize.
Yeah, I think
you're all good.
I think Gerard can do what he wants. I think it's important for Yume to be on the stage, and
I think it's important for you too.
Giuseppe's fine with.
Giuseppe's fine with a good talker.
Well, he sure talks. So okay. So Giuseppe and Yume are going to go up on stage to address the crowd and ask for their leader to speak with them.
I can come for backup if you want, but I was going to stay with the lieutenant so I can kind of keep a handle on what they're communicating about.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea.
Also, I like him. He's nice.
Before they go up, sorry, is there like a stage or is it just like
there's
the front
barricades?
Of the crowd? There's like barricades.
You would just be walking to the front of the crowd.
Okay, that's fine. I think before they do that, Gerard.
Alyssa,
that's
you
not
good?
my character's name.
I'm gonna throw up.
Do you need a minute?
Like
No,
actually, or
I'm
are
good.
you just nervous?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm having a time over here.
It's going to be
Oh.
fine.
Okay.
Okay, one
Fine.
second. I gotta.
Everything's fine.
Sorry,
All
I have.
right.
I'm reading quickly over my things, just so that I know. Okay.
Sorry, I put you on the spot, big talker.
No, you're fine. I'm actually looking at my little things here just to make sure there's nothing that I need to do. Okay. Before he goes up, he turns to Yume and he says, "Hey kid, you doing all right? You look a little green. Do you get it? Because you
Oh my
see
god.
because no, listen, my thought process here is that you're the leader of the Green Hand, you know,
No,
and
I
so I
get
say,
it.
and there's
I got
a comment.
it.
Am I? Is this? Oh my god, is this mansplaining?
No,
Is
because
it
you're trying
mansplaining
to.
if you're a woman role playing a man? The ultimate
It,
question of the night.
and Gerard kind of leans in and he's like, actually, it's only mansplaining if you're explaining to a woman who's highly educated on a topic with your layman's terms. If she's legitimately seeking
She could be a
your
comedic
accounting opinion.
genius. I don't know.
I do not think that Yume is a comedic genius, Giuseppe.
I don't know. I think she's pretty funny. You make jokes, huh? I've seen you make a joke. I think.
Are you trying to
You do
curry her
hear the
favor?
lieutenant whisper to Balkonsky, "Sir, are we going to die?" They've been observing all of this, and Volkonsky
Here's
is
the
slightly starting to reconsider his decisions tonight.
Giuseppe turns back over. Here's the thing. I do have to say, Giuseppe overhears that comment, turns back, his eye flashes, and he says, "We all gotta die sometime, kid." And then he turns around and heads for the stage.
Oh my god.
You hear Balkonsky pats the lieutenant on the shoulder. You signed up for it, officer.
We all gotta die sometime, kid.
We all gotta die sometime, kid.
All right, so from my understanding, it is going to be Giuseppe and Yume
Yeah,
approaching these
yeah.
the
Giuseppe
rioters.
does have Panettone scooped up in his arms, so
Okay,
Panettone fully visible when he walks to the front.
the classic dog and arms trick.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
and
Classic
Gerard
dog
will
and
be
arms.
staying with these soldiers.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah,
All right.
he's keeping the status checked there. So anything that they say, he's gonna probably hear it first, and he'll be ready to relay it if he can.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that all right?
You may looks at Gerard and kind of cocks his head towards Bolkonsky. Make sure he doesn't do something stupid.
Don't worry, he's not the one I'm worried about.
um.
All
So
right. So with that,
yeah,
I think it is fair to say that you walk forward.
yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Yeah.
All right.
Giuseppe emerges with a forlorn-looking Yume to the front of this crowd. I
Um,
think he kind of yes.
the crowd notices you immediately, and their shouting and singing quiets down a little bit, especially when they recognize Yume, the Phoenix herself, coming towards them. There's a moment of silence before one of the radical Green Handers walks forward and says, well, if it ain't the arch traitor herself. At least you're not trying to hide it anymore. Openly standing
We're
with the
sending
soldiers?
you the traitor.
He gestures at all the people behind him. I'm doing what we've always wanted. Getting the people to
No.
stand up to these bullies.
If you were there when the Kingfisher was in charge, you'd know that wasn't true.
He spits on the ground. The Kingfisher, he would have us hide in the sewers like fucking rats. At least this way, we can stand up with dignity. And if necessary, die with dignity. That's more
You
than
may
you'll
kind of
ever have.
Yume glances over her shoulder when he mentions the sewers to like see if any of the soldiers heard that.
It is common knowledge that you guys do have bases in
No,
the
it's
sewers,
not.
so he's not.
We've been hiding. Nobody knows we're down there.
Oh,
That's
well,
why we went into the sewers.
Is it like a legend? Like there's people living in there's a secret city down there, guys.
My theory is that some people say it, but it's like such a weird theory that no one believes it.
It's like the alligators
It's like
in the New York
saying
City
alligators
sewers.
are in the New York City sewers.
It's like an urban legend.
Yeah.
What do you mean there's alligators in the New York cities?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You can't really tell what the expressions on the soldiers' faces are. Most of them just, like, at a glance, most of them just seem very tense and waiting to see where the situation goes.
She turns back to this person. You're not going to get anywhere if you're dead.
Doesn't have
Giuseppe
to be
goes,
me that gets anywhere, so long as others take my place.
She shakes her head.
For
That's
someone
not
with
how
the
this
Phoenix,
works.
for someone called the Phoenix, I figured you'd understand. Even if we burn in the fires, we'll rise anew from the ashes. Doesn't matter who it is or what form it takes, so long as the revolution happens.
She laughs. She actually laughs at this. You have no idea why I'm called the Phoenix, do you?
Don't really care. You're worthless as a leader. You're just like the Kingfisher. You're content to
Really?
let those bastards lord over us, suck our blood,
So
our
who have you
money.
been listening to then?
Someone who's actually willing to stand up for what needs to be done.
Let me guess, Ivan.
He cocks his head. Who the hell is Ivan?
Person I'm assuming gave you your weapons.
He does sneer at you. You really think I'm gonna tell you that?
See, this is why I wanted the evidence first. I don't know what to say here.
That's okay. Giuseppe steps in
So
because
here, I will say this. This is not necessarily an evidence game. This is a
Yeah.
game of emotions and rhetoric.
Mhm.
Well, it's getting us nowhere, so.
I was
Okay, it's
actually
also
about
role play,
to.
so go ahead, Gunter.
Here, I will let Giuseppe have a say, and then we will get to the actual meat of what
Well,
needs
no,
to
say
happen
what you
here.
were gonna say so that if needed, Giuseppe can react.
He does turn the person who's been having the little shouting match with you does turn back to the crowd, and let me see how he does on this roll.
Oh, great.
We'll say he has
For
a
fuck's sake.
+1.
Oh, I should probably check that in the other tab. Oh, he
4.
didn't do well.
No, didn't do great.
That was a persuasion roll that this guy was making.
Unpersuasive.
All of his
Look
friends
at this
told him to fuck
bitch.
off and die.
He makes a. You can tell he's trying to cast you as like a collaborator and someone who's cozying up with the oppressors, but he fumbles over his words. Like he got stage fright all of a sudden. And the crowd's just looking between him and you. Miss
Just
Yume.
tongue depressor instead.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to make sure some of us survive to fight tomorrow.
Roll perception. Or not perception, persuasion.
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 Hey! 15.
All right.
So, I'm going to give you a bit of narration about what happens. The crowd has been listening to you two shout back and forth, and you noticed quite a few of them get especially uneasy when the guy mentioned dying and others taking their place. These people are rioting because they're hungry. They aren't interested in dying.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was you. This has been what Yume's been
you
trying to say the whole time.
so you coming forward and basically calling this guy out and talking about how this isn't what the Green Hand is for anyway does have a good bit of the crowd looking more hesitant.
Thank God.
You want me to fill you in on some meta? You actually passed the persuasion threshold to calm them down. You soundly beat the provocateur, whose persuasion roll you needed to beat.
Thank God.
Let's go, baby.
All right, so with that, we will cut.
Really love how the
to...
plan was, okay, Giuseppe talks because he's non-threatening and has a dog, and Yume's just there for, like, visual support and credibility, and Yume immediately solves the problem, and Giuseppe's just some dude standing there.
I was laughing my ass off when you guys were saying Giuseppe should talk, because here's the thing. Yume had advantage on this roll because
Yeah.
he's the Phoenix
Well,
of
because
the Green
Giuseppe's good at,
Hand.
like, just being a dude, but, like, he's not from here. He doesn't know.
Wait,
Yeah.
I could have rolled with advantage?
Yeah, you had advantage because you're the leader of the Green Hand. You're known for, like, helping
Well, I guess I
people in
don't
need
really
and that
need to
sort of
roll
thing.
again because I passed the threshold anyway, but...
Yeah, you already beat it. I won't make you roll again.
Wait, I want
The
to,
way
though. Hang
Gunter
on.
had to sit back and let us make
Yeah, it
some
was a 5.
dipshit
I would have
plan,
won the
and
roll
then
anyway.
yeah, like, we stumbled
Yeah.
into the correct plan regardless, but, like, we had to
You
calm ourselves down with a Giuseppe safety blanket.
Sometimes Panettone just needs to be there for moral support.
I think
Yeah.
I think we need to change Alina's nickname in the Discord to Giuseppe Safety Blanket.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, go for it. Okay,
I'm gonna do it.
while this is going on, we cut to Lady and Ray.
Oh my god.
Everyone has left. The palace is a bit distracted, obviously, by news of what's going on, especially with talk of whether or not there's going to be even bigger riots. Is it safe to even be here? People are suitably distracted. How would you two like to proceed to Ivan's rooms?
Plan.
Ivan's bedroom or his office?
It's
He
both,
has an
really.
attached office, it's fine.
Oh boy.
Wait, did you say it was the same place?
It is the same place.
Okay.
Kinky.
I don't want to think about
Even
that.
better.
Oh.
Man.
No, I do. I think we should keep talking about pornography for birds.
No.
Absolutely not. That is a hard
We
no.
shan't.
I want to talk about bird lube.
He doesn't even love his husband.
I want to spend a little more time
He's
talking about
just
pornography.
using you, Philippe.
You used me.
All right, so hard stop to this entire conversation. Lady and Ray, how are you going to proceed to Ivan's rooms, which are definitely not used for sexual purposes?
That's so sad.
In fact, there's a sign on the
That's
door
actually worse.
that says no fucking.
Methinks the DM protests too much.
Methinks
the DM is God and can do what he wants.
That's fair.
Oh.
Listen, it is these men's business what they do in their sham of a marriage, okay?
And perhaps what they do in the shadows. Please watch What We Do in the Shadows.
The new season released weekly on Hulu. Everybody. This week is sponsored by What We Do.
We are not sponsored. We just like it.
We should be.
Okay. Anyway.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You people aren't even here right now. This is Lady and Ray's time.
I know, we'll shut the fuck up.
We have to stop being funny men. Everyone
Listen,
mute.
we're funny, okay?
I can't help that I'm
Alright,
funny and sexy and everyone loves me.
So,
Shut up now, I'm sorry.
Lady and Ray, how do you proceed to Ivan's residence within the palace?
Do you want to take it?
I'll let you take it first.
Okay. Lady's gonna turn to
Ray's
Ray.
just going along for the red.
Lady's going to turn to Ray, and she goes, "No, I have a little plan, and I do not think you are going to like it very much. But that is fine because I am pretty and my tits are big, so you're going to do as I say, okay?"
Oh my god.
I know what you're doing already.
Okay.
Excellent. Now, I have known Philippe
you,
since I was
Gunther?
very little.
I think so.
I have known Philippe since I was very little,
Mm-hmm.
and I know what that man likes. And congratulations, you don't perfectly fit the bill, but if I am there, we fit the bill. So here is my plan.
Oh my
We
god.
walk up there, and if anybody tries to stop us, we tell them is that we were invited. And if they ask us what we were invited for, we stare at them for a very long time, and then I show them my tits.
Oh my, hey, honestly, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan, ma'am.
Excellent. And then if that does not work, we come up with plan B on the run.
Please
Right.
Cool.
use Ray's dark spell?
No, I like this plan better.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
this
actually,
plan.
let's see
I
how this one
like this
goes
plan
first.
too. Yeah.
Dark spell's the emergency failsafe.
That's plan B.
Yeah, that's
know.
plan B. This
No,
is
it's
plan
not.
triple D, baby.
Triple D.
Actually, I think that's plan E. Anyway.
Oh, nice.
All right. Anyway, so, Lady Ray, sounds like you have your plan.
She does kind of walk up to him a little bit, ruffles his hair, kind of adjusts his outfit a little bit, and when she's done with him, he does look a little bit more slutty, but still acceptable.
I firmly expected that. All right,
Yeah.
so
Just for reference, Ray is wearing very tight pants and like a very loose peasant shirt
Oh my
that
god.
shows like half his
Slutification
chest
of
at this
Ray.
point.
He's already so. I think we talk about Giuseppe being our sex appeal, and I forgot that Ray is supposed
Ray's
to be one of the.
just sitting in the background of every fucking scene, gorgeous and strapped. Like,
Yeah, it's a strapping young man. Like Gerard's also supposed to be like ridiculously handsome, but he's so nervous that it makes him less sexy.
all right. So you two begin making your way to Ivan's rooms, arm in arm. You pass a few servants and soldiers on the way, but no one really questions you, especially because you are the Viceroy's esteemed guests. You have the run of most of the palace anyway. You eventually make your way towards the more private residences and find Ivan's rooms. There are two soldiers standing guard outside. They see you approaching, and they do stop you. What business do you have?
Do you really want me to say, or do you just want to figure it out on your own?
God.
I must question all who wish to enter His Excellency's rooms. State your business, my lady.
Okay, let me ask a new question. How not safe for work do you want it?
He glances at his compatriot in uncertainty. Uh, just tell me why you're here.
Well, we were invited by Mr. Ivan himself and his husband. Well, and she kind of looks at Ray and she looks back at the soldier, like, look at us. He is sex. Why else would we be invited to personal rooms?
Roll deception.
Deception or persuasion?
Deception. You are telling an
persuasion if
outright
she.
lie.
Oh my god. I think it's persuasion if she pulls her tits out.
I would have said persuasion, but then she just outright lied
Oh,
to. Oh my
damn.
god.
Oh my god.
Hey,
This is about to get
can Ray
hilarious.
roll
Oh.
intimidation?
Hey, fellas, I
You
think this is
can.
going to be our first tits out episode.
Ray's gonna roll intimidation, apparently. Let's see what happens.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The soldiers look firmly unimpressed, especially when Ray starts to like puff out his chest a little bit, but the effect of that is
But
kind
not
of
as
ruined
much as
by your
Lady.
very tight pants that leave nothing to the imagination and make you look like a man whore.
But that's what he wants. That's like what the convincing factor
is.
Yeah.
They do not believe you. Listen, I don't know what you may be the Viceroy's guest, but you can't just go into his husband's rooms without permission or some sort of appointment. I will ask politely, your lordship, my lady, to leave. And I won't mention this to anyone.
We're gonna do this without getting in trouble.
Are we going to plan B?
I think we're going
lady?
to plan B.
Hold on.
She still hasn't pulled out her boobs. You guys can always try pulling out her boobs and then doing
Yeah.
plan B.
The only thing you have failed at so far is convincing him that you were invited there.
True. Hey, can I make
Okay,
a roll?
Ray's gonna actually speak up now.
All right, go for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ray's just gonna kind of look. How tall is the guard in comparison to Ray? Like, is he shorter by a significant height?
Hold on, how tall is Ray again?
Ray's tall, isn't he?
Where's his height actually? Ray is 6 feet. Okay. The guard's about half a foot
Ray's
shorter than you.
6 feet.
Ray is 6 feet. Yeah, the guard is shorter than you. Both of them are.
How close is the guard to a wall?
Oh my god, I know what he's doing.
They are both standing guard at the doors, so more or less their backs are to it.
Okay. Ray's gonna slowly just take his hand, or his arm away from Lady, and lean above the guard, like his elbows resting on the door, and he's just looking down at this man. And he says, "You know, we may not be invited, but we're still welcome. Would you like to join?"
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Ooh,
I will call
Get it,
that
Ray!
persuasion. I will call that persuasion.
He's using his boobs.
Oh my god, I see why you're doing that.
Yes.
13.
Yes.
The guard looks
Please.
hot under the collar.
It's a start.
The other guard is just staring like, what the fuck? The guy under Ray's ministrations. This poor lad. Just a 20-something conscript, taken from his little serf farm. Doesn't know much about sex.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't quite sure what he's into yet.
I don't know what sex is.
I hope someone tells me.
Oh my god.
So, he has never had a sexual encounter in his life.
Oh my god.
And all of a sudden, you walk up. 6 feet of
Oh my god,
muscle.
Wow, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in him.
It's awakened something in him.
Oh
no. You have absolutely frazzled this man. He's like,
Working.
He
Ray's
does
gonna
not
take
quite know
his
what
finger
to do.
and place it under his chin.
Oh my god!
And says, "Look at me when I'm speaking to you."
You hear a whispered whisper. You hear a whispered, like, in distress.
I have to go! Oh my god!
This man is experiencing a crisis. Yes, sir. Plan B for boobs.
Good.
Oh my god.
So, while Ray is distracting this guard, the other one is looking miffed and is about to tell you to get the fuck away. Lady, would you like to try
Wait.
something similar?
Lady, get that one.
So
I
can't believe you two are doing the bard tactic. This is
literally, I can't
so
believe
great.
this is happening.
This
I love that we were like, we need a sneaky team and planned it, and then you both waltz in there like, hey, what a fuck.
I'm going to ask actually a similar question about the guard. How tall is he?
How tall is Lady?
I think made her.
Um,
Hold on, I'm looking for it right now.
So Ray is 6 feet. Both the guards are about half a foot shorter than Ray is. If that 5'7". He's about your height.
Yeah. All right. She's going to kind of saddle up closer to him. She's not going to touch him outright, not yet. But she's going to have like a very flirty little smile, and you understand why she's had 12 spouses at this point.
Real persuasion.
Hold on. I'm looking for. Okay. It's not as good as Ray's, but it is above a 10.
The guard is a married man and is
Damn it.
not as
She'll fuck your wife
disturbed
too.
by your attention. However, you do notice that he is kind of uncomfortable. As in, you're doing something to him.
Okay. Because listen, he can't like make this a thing now. He's trapped. Because he wants to get rid of you, and the best way to get rid of you is to let you in. You gotta keep pushing it.
He does not want to have relations with you, but he is thinking about having relations with you, if that says anything.
Oh
And
my
that
God,
has him frazzled.
This is just like Christmas Vacation.
I'm gonna steadfastly ignore whatever implications that has.
How
So
many times
you
have you said
have
it? Okay.
So you have the guards distracted. What would you like to do with this distraction?
She says, I am very sorry I lied to you. That was not my intention. But please, just a little surprise. All you have to do but listen. We have
The guard, his eyes.
preparation to do.
Oh my god. His eyes are darting from the door to you, to your tits, to Ray, to his comrade. This is a lot. He does need to make a wisdom roll.
Oh my God, the wisdom roll to like resist
God
the
damn.
tits. Did he get a good one?
Damn.
Oh my God, he's so married.
He
thought
loves
about
his
his
wife
wife
married.
so much.
You see him take a deep breath. He reaches deep within himself. And he looks at you. You cannot enter without proof of invitation.
Well, I can
Please
think of.
leave.
Damn it.
All right. I have one more question.
Yes,
Just one.
my
Do
lady?
you know where Ivan is? Do you know where Ivan is?
He is not going to answer that.
Hmm. Damn it.
I mean, your boobs are still in your shirt, but sadly, I don't think that's gonna work.
Here's the thing, if she whips her tits out, can she roll with advantage?
I think. Okay, no, listen.
No,
I think the tit thing should be an intimidation roll.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
Because that's intimidating.
Hold on. Ray may have a plan. Give me just 1 second. I've got to think.
What you got, Miss?
Because Ray's
Ray?
winning. Ray's winning.
See,
I have an idea.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work.
All right, so Ray, make sure you tell me in the future if you want to do something like that. However, I will allow you to roll to forge a letter.
Oh.
Okay, am I just rolling just a d20 or am I having to roll anything else?
There's some sort of proficiency you need for forging stuff like that.
If he rolls high enough,
I remember a proficiency for this. You can roll. I just want to make sure if you have anything like that before I do this.
I was gonna say if he rolls high enough, we say Yume did it.
If he rolls high enough, I will just say that he was able to make a convincing letter. Okay, you don't have a proficiency in it. Roll with disadvantage. Oh. I see. Okay. You can roll without disadvantage. No modifiers. Just a straight d20.
12.
Okay. Ray produces this piece of paper that seems to bear Ivan's signature on it, saying that he and whoever's with him is welcome to Ivan's quarters. The guard,
To fuck.
he looks fucking confused why you didn't just produce this in the first place.
He wanted to get some.
He wanted to get some.
Obviously.
He says,
he's just in a silly, goofy mood.
He asks for the letter, scans it. You wait. He examines it for a few seconds before eventually sighing and handing it back to you. You may enter His Excellency's quarters. Next time, start with the letter.
Then
Be positive.
where would all the fun be?
Alright, that's fair. That's also true. We wanted to have some fun.
The guard looks thoroughly unimpressed with that. Just
gotta have some fun at some point.
World cold and hard. Ivan's room warm.
Right.
And goes inside.
Oh my god. You two enter Ivan's rooms. Okay, now before we go any further, I will say in the future, if you want to do something like that, please prepare it in advance. That is
sorry,
that is
I
to
just
everyone.
thought of it in the moment. I'm very sorry.
You're fine. Just in the future, that does need to be prepared in advance.
You're being very generous, and we appreciate it. We will do this in the future.
All right. In the meantime, you enter Ivan's rooms. It is lush, decorated in Rococo style. Everything is gilded. Even the gilding is gilded.
And the gilding is gilded.
He is living in the peak of luxury, as expected of the spouse of the Viceroy. I will go ahead and have you roll investigation.
Oh,
Oh, Ray rolled a 24.
Oh my god, Ray!
Okay.
Ray, you're killing it! Ray, your raw sexual power!
Alright, so in the meantime, I am going to put what his room looks like in our Discord. Alright, so between the two of you, I'm just going to say you investigate the entire suite instead of going room by room. You, after poking around a little bit, find a hidden compartment behind one of his paintings. It is Ray who finds it. Lady was getting a bit frustrated at the lack of progress and had spitefully smashed a statue that Ivan had. It was of himself, because he's a prick.
Oops, my bad.
And
it is broken anyway.
It was. Ray, you find this hidden compartment behind the painting. It opens up, and within is a series of papers that look like correspondence and charts. You leaf through a few of them. One of them is a list of things like gunpowder, muskets, swords, axes, spears. Another seems to be a map of the city with several locations marked. Looks like they're freaking safe houses. And in the correspondence, you see that he has been exchanging letters with members of the Radical Green Hand. Using a pseudonym, he's not revealed who he is, but he has been giving them information, exhorting them to ever more violent means, that sort of thing, promising
Can I ask a
support and
question?
financing. You may.
What's the pseudonym?
That means the DM didn't prepare the pseudonym.
He has a pseudonym.
It's
He just has one.
Chuck Jones.
Chuck
Chuck Jones.
Jones.
No,
Chuck
no. It's Steve McDykel.
If we're actually going to make one,
Sleeve, Sarah, it's sleeve.
Sleeve McDykel.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Right.
May I
You're
suggest one that's bird themed?
No.
Aw.
Mike Bird.
I was gonna say Kookaburra, but
No.
Tucky Bird.
Gum tree.
Okay. Okay, let the DM.
Find. All right, so leafing through these papers, you eventually get through them with plenty of damning evidence that Ivan has apparently been supporting and directing the Radical Green Hand. Towards the back, there are two things. One is a scroll. The other is what appears to be a leather-bound journal. Which one would you like to peruse first?
Well, Lady can't read, so she's useless right now.
All right, Ray, which one would you like to peruse first?
You said there was a journal and scrolls?
There is a single scroll and one journal. The scroll is rolled up. You can't tell what's on it, but you could easily open it.
Ray's gonna open the scroll first, but keep his eye on the journal at the same time because that seems more important. He just wants to see if the scroll has any more important information before.
You open the scroll. It hurts your eyes to read it. Not because the writing is really small or anything, but something about the letters just feels wrong.
Wrong.
Like this. And when I say wrong, I mean someone made this scroll with the explicit intent of having it be used by someone to harm others. You, being not only able to read, but also being a druid and a magic user, quickly recognize that this is a scroll to cast Gios.
No!
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. That's their marriage license, baby. Nothing good is happening.
You see at the bottom of the scroll, you see a set of 5 runes. 3 of them are glowing. Which, here at Roll Arcana, actually, I want to see if Ray can divine what that means. Gios do bad things. The rune's glowing probably bad.
Lady roll, just for shits and giggles.
Lady can roll.
Excellent. Don't worry, she's got a -2 modifier. It's not going to be pretty.
And yet,
Oh my
and yet, here we
I
is. Here
forgot
we
her best
is.
friend's a magic
I
Here
user.
we
saw that
are.
coming.
I
That
knew
was
that was
so
going to
funny.
happen.
As soon as you said that, I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna get it."
For
You walk
context, I
up.
rolled a nat 20 minus 2, so it's
Yeah.
18.
We have it
So,
up this time.
Oh, we do.
Lady,
Oh.
you walk up behind Ray. You see that he comprehends what is in his hands, but he is having trouble understanding what it means. You look at it, and it feels as if someone whispers in your ear what this is. Like almost as if, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I sure do.
You just it's like you just instinctively know. And you recognize that this is not only a scroll of Gios, but that the glowing runes at the bottom indicate that it has been used 3 times, and that it has 2 more castings left.
Happens when the casts run out.
You see 3 names under each rune. You see a name under each rune. 1 is Philippe's. 2 are Roos names that you do not recognize. Don't roll history, you would not recognize them.
Oh, don't worry, lady isn't gonna. We got lucky once.
So you also hear and you also have this strange feeling that destroying this scroll would break the casting.
She's going to try her damnedest to relay this information to Ray.
Ray's gonna use produce flame.
She's going to look at Ray and be like, "You are druid, right? You can set things on fire."
Yeah, he's producing the flames.
Yep.
Produce that flame.
Produce flame immediately.
So Ray can use produce flame at will.
Okay.
In his hand. He can burn this scroll right now.
You feel something within the scroll writhe in rage and agony as it is destroyed. Not something alive, but the magic that was imbued in the scroll almost had the desire to cause harm within the world. And in its last moments, it is so upset that you have denied it the chance to do more. But alas, the scroll
all my
turns to
evil
ash.
plans.
You hear from far away within the palace a man scream.
Uh-oh.
And with the stalling party, you hear two men scream from the barricades,
Oh no.
fall over clutching their heads. Two of the
Uh-oh.
soldiers have just like seemingly experienced a migraine simultaneously for no particular reason.
Oh, Sarah and I have done that before.
Yeah, same.
They are sobbing.
Lady's gonna look at it and she's going to say, that was Philippe, and we need to go now. Now.
Would you like to look at the journal first? Would you like
Ray's
to at
gonna
least?
grab the journal and shove it into his pants.
All right.
Tight. Now those pants are tight. There is a solid journal outline
Yeah,
against
but
his
put
ass.
it in front of his penis so like it's awkward if they stare.
For the first time since we've met him, you can't see Ray's dick through his pants.
Yeah.
Two
So,
rules. One, Panettone's always in the room, but she's always safe. Two, you can always see Ray's dick.
all right, I'm going to cut back to the
Always.
stall team.
All right.
You are finally starting to understand what has been going on. So, you have successfully calmed down the rioters. After a few more tense minutes, one of them speaks up. I'm not dying for shit, and throws down his pitchfork and starts walking away. And others start to follow. Eventually, after much exhorting from the radical green handers, which is of no avail, the riot has dispersed.
Yume literally
It
falls
is
to her
just
knees.
the green handers who are outnumbered by the platoon of soldiers who, with little hesitation, move forward to arrest them for trying to incite a riot.
That's fair. She allows this.
Um,
She's curled up on the ground in the fetal position.
the two soldiers who collapsed to the ground, Bolkonski is with them along with the unit surgeon. And it seems like they have not recovered, but their migraine has passed. You walk up to them and what you hear chills you to the bone.
What do we hear, Gunter?
What do we hear, Gunter?
They had been approached by His Excellency Dragunov. And they were put under a compulsion. They, as common soldiers, don't understand exactly what was done to them, but they know that they were able to process what was said to them. They tell Bolkonski that the Viceroy's husband had told them, if this riot looks like it is about to disperse, you are to fire into the crowd.
Oh, thank God we fixed that.
Oh God.
Here's what's really wild about it. They were both cannoneers.
Oh.
Those cannons were loaded with grape shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yume looks pissed.
So yeah, you now have two witnesses claiming that one, the Viceroy's husband knew this riot was about to happen, and that has certain implications of its own. And also that even if it looked like it was going to commonly just disperse, they were to actively fire on it and make the situation worse.
Oh
That is
God.
treason by a lot of standards.
She's staring very hard at Bolkonski right now.
Why are you staring at Bolkonski?
Because she thinks he's stupid.
Okay.
Is he actually responsible for any of the shit we just explained? Because if he is, I kind of missed the link
No,
there.
but his response was stupid to her.
What was his response? I don't.
His response to the riot.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. I lost like who said a little bit of what there.
Don't worry about it.
I thought she was in the fetal position. Now she's up glaring at
Well,
people.
she got up to see what was going on.
Okay.
I don't see how you can hold Volkansky responsible for any of this, considering that he is limited by the technology of the time.
It's more of an I told you so.
He brought you here to
I was
help
about to
with
say, the guy
situation. I was
literally
like,
brought you here to
I
try
was
and
like,
defuse it.
yeah, he brought you here to
But
defuse
like
it rather
she
than
was
just.
the one who tried to tell him about Ivan before they left.
You
Yeah,
had no
that's.
evidence.
Yeah, you had no
Even if he
evidence.
believes you, what can he do?
Yeah,
I
you
know,
can't
but
really do
it
anything
is
about
more
it.
of an I told you so.
Okay, well.
I mean, he believed you. He's the guy who told you about his husband in the first place.
Yeah, but
He
didn't
gave you
believe
the
me.
information about him coming, like,
Yeah, we're
being
on the same team
unknown.
as this guy.
I was about to say, I was like,
I just
You
want
may
that to be
still mad
clear.
at him. You may still mad at him.
Okay.
Okay, I guess. Anyway, you have successfully stopped the riot and averted a catastrophe and tragedy. What happens now is the Green Handers are being arrested. Volkansky, upon hearing what his two soldiers have to say to him, looks absolutely murderous. Looks at you all and says, "We have a rat to catch."
Oh.
Damn right we do.
And with that, you all make your way into the carriage and proceed back to the palace.
And I think that's actually a good spot for a bathroom break.
Yeah, I'd say 35. How long have we been going? 2 hours.
Been an
Okay.
hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour and a half, yeah. We'll take a little bathroom break. When we get back, the climax
We'll
of
be
this little
right
arc.
back. Full Metal
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Back, everyone.
Full Metal
Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Alright, when we left off, there were some fucking revelations about what had been going on. Our merry band has made their way back to the palace. You all are quickly allowed to enter, and when you enter, you can hear what sounds like sobbing. Even though it's
Oh, man.
distant, you can hear it. Bolkonsky he starts making his way towards the sobbing because he realizes, and you soon realize as you follow him, that you are approaching basically what's a council chamber.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say that Lady and Ray are already there. You all enter. You see Philippe.
Oh.
Just bent over the table.
Going through it.
Kutuzov is there. They had been in the middle of an argument. Kutuzov tells you when you walk in, and then the Viceroy just broke down crying.
Oh.
There was a scream of pain at first, but when it subsided, he has just been bawling.
But not in the cool way.
Yeah, he's not bawling. He's bawling.
He's bawling,
Yeah,
not bawling.
he's bawling with a hard G.
Oh.
Oh
no.
Kutuzov looks at all of you lost. He doesn't know how to handle a grown man crying. He's a soldier, not a therapist. He eventually turns to Prince Bolkonsky. I assume by your presence the riot has been dealt with. And
You're welcome.
I didn't. He just sighs. Very good. Now, does anyone know why His Excellency is bawling like a child?
Say that.
Ladies. Okay. You can tell me no for this and I won't be mad. But I will say that she kind of just rushes by everybody and then pulls Philippe like onto her. Hides his face in like her neck so he has a little bit of privacy.
Oh,
And
he's
lay a head on a titty. It's
holding
good
him.
for you.
Philippe
City, it's
latches
good
onto
for you.
you like a lifeline.
Oh.
She doesn't say anything while she's
You are
doing
able.
this, but she is just holding him.
I'm not going to roleplay it because I don't want to try sobbing in a fake way. You
Go on, Gunter. Really get in there. Unleash your
Yeah.
inhibitions.
No.
We'll get you to fake cry or real cry on stream someday. It'll happen.
One
I'll
day.
do it.
We'll make you sob.
Oh god. So
Poor Gunter.
the lady, you are a. He starts speaking to you in low Valois. Essentially, he tells you what Ivan did to him. And the long and the short of it is basically Ivan has seduced him. They did get married, but shortly after that, Ivan placed a gios on him that for a good portion of his time after that has made him a prisoner in his own body.
Oh.
And he tells you that Ivan was using him to make the situation worse in Mazov by actively oppressing the Green Hand and like being very reactionary and repressive in his policies, even though he considers that stupid and reprehensible.
She does reply
Philippe didn't have a change of heart when it came to his politics. He was just forced into being a tyrant.
She also replies in Valois of well, the problem is not entirely fixed, but you are now you again. And I know you, Philippe, and you will solve the problem. Whatever problem is set before you, you will solve. You have before, and you will again.
He rubs his eyes, and you hear him sniffle. He does nod. He does lean into you. He does lean to your ear and tells you one thing that Ivan did with this Gios. I won't say what he did on the stream, but what Philippe describes to you does make you boil with rage and does make your axe tingle.
Sing for blood.
Does
well
she
and
hear
fine, but I think we have another problem on our hands.
We'll leave it at that.
Does she hear any words that aren't from Philippe, Gunter?
Just a low whispered chorus. Kill. Kill. Kill.
Excellent, thank you.
Kill. Kill.
Excuse me?
Kill.
I'm sure it won't come up.
Kill.
Yeah, it won't come up at all. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
Gunter just says that.
Gunter, it's working on me. Gunter.
Gunter, I want blood.
Anyway,
I want blood.
You may kind of look around the room.
No, I want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah,
The
go
reason
ahead.
I am just chanting it like that is because that is going in her head constantly. It's not stopping.
Oh no,
She's
the
just
effect
hearing.
is good.
I've been
The
there,
effect
lady.
She is
the
just
effect
hearing in her
effective.
head over and over again, nonstop. Kill. Kill. Kill.
Blood for the blood god.
Blood for the blood god.
For the blood god.
Rolls for the skull throne.
Anyway,
All right.
So yeah, Yume kind of looks around the room and says, "That's all well and fine, but I think we have another problem on our hands."
Kutuzov seems to catch on to what you mean. Where is Ivan Dragunov?
Hey, where's that bitch?
Very, very similar question. But I would like to add another to it.
Kutuzov looks at you wary, but
why has his head not been brought to me on a silver platter?
Gerard is actively
the
sweating.
honors yourself, my lady, if we can find him.
I plan to.
You are solved the trouble of. Well, actually, a servant bursts into the council chambers, panting. Okay. His lordship, his lordship, the viceroy's husband, uh, he's in the gardens.
Okay.
I
Go
was,
on.
we were giving him a tea service, and my companion's been turned into a tree.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Giuseppe, I think. Oh, go ahead.
He just suddenly, the servant is clearly very frazzled and disturbed. He suddenly just got extremely angry, and the first person he saw was the maid. He turned her into a tree from inside out.
Oh. That's not fun. That's very painful, actually.
Giuseppe clears his throat and kind of, because I feel like he's been kind of this whole time observing everything happening, thinking that he would like at some point have to step in. Giuseppe clears his throat, drops the butt of his cigar onto the what I'm assuming is a very fine marble floor and puts it out. And from under his coat, he produces his umbrella and he says, "All right, I don't know about the lot of you, but to me it sounds like this freaky little creep has barked up the wrong tree. Are we doing this or what?"
Giuseppe?
Yes, Yume.
Giuseppe is asking. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think this is the time for puns.
There's always
Oh
time
my
for
god.
puns, kid. Let's go.
Let's go.
Someone's got to be the comedian.
Gerard is sticking very close to Lady. But he will go as we need to go. I'm assuming we're going to look for him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Quick
Who's on
question.
Volkonsky? Yes, go ahead.
Would the journal and Ray's pants? Would the journal and Ray's pants have any help for what's going to happen next?
You could definitely stand to look through it while you have the time. I would allow you to skim through it, see what you find.
Yeah, Ray's gonna pull the journal out of his pants and start flipping through it.
All right. So you skim through a few pages, and they happen to be pages of extreme significance because these were the ones where Ivan laid out what exactly his goals were. You don't.
What a dipshit! He writes it all down.
Yeah, I've given you a stupid villain for this one.
No, I love it. Thank you. It makes it so much easier.
Basically, what he had been planning to do was to use the radical faction of the Green Hand, which you do find out he did not have a hand in creating. That was just a genuine split that had happened. There was genuine discontent, but he was exploiting it. He was going to use them to start a revolt, but one that did not have a chance of succeeding. And with this revolt, he would use the Geass he had placed on Philippe to more or less start a genocide of the Dreamwalkers in the Viceroyalty of Mazov. Because they can't be trusted, they're just ne'er-do-wells. Troublemakers. They're trying to start a revolution like what happened in Valois. We can't trust them, they have to be put down. And the writings you see, though few, do indicate an intense hatred bordering on pathological for these people. He wants every single one dead. to the point that he would violate multiple people's minds to make it happen.
Does he say why?
He does not write down why in the journal.
Being like one of the nobility just does that to you sometimes.
Would you like to go ask him?
I would love to hear his.
I want to hear.
final,
I want to hear his
final
Naruto
fantasy
villain
one.
monologue so
Yeah,
bad.
I want to hear his Naruto villain monologue so bad.
Yeah, I will.
What's
I will
this guy's
stop.
fucking problem?
Yeah, what's your fucking problem, man?
Like, dude, what the fuck?
Just if
I'm
it runs
assuming
in,
Ray
"Hey!"
read this. Ray, did you read this aloud to the group?
Yes, Ray is gonna read it aloud to the group, so everybody can be mad.
Okay.
This is the most fucked up audiobook I've ever heard.
Kutuzov and Bolkonsky were already not on favorable terms with Ivan. After this, they're looking at you like, you can kill him and we won't care. We'll give you official permission to do that. They would offer to send soldiers with you, but with how confused the situation is right now in the city still, they don't want to take any chances, so it will have to be you guys. Bolkonsky does offer to go with you so that there is an actual representative of the law there in case anyone were to try and question the legality of it in the future. But yeah.
Thank God. Government sanctioned murder.
Hell yeah.
Government sanctioned murder.
About damn time.
As we approach the courtyard, does the 1812 overture just start playing gradually louder?
Sure. Alright, you make your way to the courtyard. Philippe does ask Lady to bring him Ivan's head.
She kisses his cheek and does say, yeah, sure thing.
Yeah. As you leave, you do hear him begin a conversation with Kutuzov. It does sound like you don't know quite what they're saying, but you do know it is about the immediate political situation. You'll find out more about that later.
Oh dear.
But you make your way to the gardens. You don't have to look hard to find Ivan. Helps that the gazebo he usually sits at has a new tree next to it with bloodstains on it.
Yikes.
You see him sitting there, a shattered tea service at his feet. As you get closer, you hear him muttering, "They promised, they promised, they promised."
Him something.
What is going on? They promised.
Oh.
Promised what, Ivan?
He turns to you. Green galaxy eyes glittering with rage. Of course, one of you rats ruined it.
Oh.
I wouldn't say one.
I have always been informed is that meddling is my number one trait.
We are a bunch of meddling kids and a dog.
Panatoni barks indignantly from a safe distance away.
Oh my god. We have a rabbit with us too.
Yeah.
A rabbit.
He scoffs. I should have known from the day you came to this city that you would be a problem. Well,
Takes one to know one.
He looks at Giuseppe. It seems you played yourself rather well, detective.
I've been told that I can be disarming. And you, go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Ray.
No,
No,
sir,
no,
no,
go ahead.
sir, go ahead. No,
No.
sir.
As,
No,
as
this is in
DM, I
character.
order you
No,
to
no,
go.
Ivan, please go ahead.
I break the fourth
Oh.
wall. As DM, I ordered Giuseppe to go.
Okay. Giuseppe says, and what about you, huh? We, all this talk of life and death, and we think of life differently, and you have a different way of looking at death. Well, I guess you could say that ever since coming to this town, I've been getting a little more perspective on the difference between living and, I guess, dying. And I take what you say to heart. I really do. But I think that it's about time that maybe you get a new vantage point on the whole being dead thing, huh?
Oh my god. Oh.
It won't matter what my vantage point is soon.
Maybe not to you. But sometimes.
Your own kind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your own kind.
Yes. That unfortunate other half of myself. Tell me, do you know what it's like for bastards in Rus?
Well, I have a feeling like you're a pretty good example of one. Go ahead, tell us.
She points at her eyes like, you think you're any different than me?
You have no idea. I grew up in the capital, St. Ivansburg.
Fuck, I forgot we called it Ivansburg.
We did.
I grew up in the city that was me.
My mother was peasant. I don't even remember her name, really. It was so long ago. My father was one of you. And he points directly at Yume.
Shocking.
He left my mother when he found out she was pregnant with me. His only parting gifts were these eyes and two stigmas. That of being born out of wedlock, and that of being one of your accursed race.
Wow, that must be terrible.
When you are beaten every day by a callous stepfather for being a reminder that his wife slept with another man, and also by random people on the street for being one of or both of the above things I've mentioned, it does give you a bit of perspective. I decided early on that if I must suffer this way, then so shall they. I became.
Go ahead.
Would you like to know how I came to know these flowers? He picks a black rose as he says this and twirls it between his fingers, as if he's half stuck in a memory, but still aware of the conversation he's having with you. When I was 15, I was taken in by a flower shop owner. He was one of you Valois, actually. He was quite good and imparted his skills onto me, to the point where we were recognized by the nobility of Luz for our superb floral arrangements and being able to make their houses smell of roses. He was also a druid. Explains why he was so good at it. I learned everything I could from this man. He was like a father to me. When I learned everything I needed, I burned his shop down with him in it. Everyone thought it was an accident, so I got away scot-free and carried on the business. And eventually I was recognized by one of the nobility for my skills, taken in as his personal gardener. This is when I began to seriously consider what I wanted to do, because by this point he ennobled me for my great service to him. And then I killed him and took his fortunes and titles. It's amazing what you can do when you know how to forge a will and are trusted implicitly by those who don't know you. Then I met. He looks directly at you, lady, with the most disgusting sneer. Your beloved Philippe. And oh, what paths that opened up for me. He was nice. Became nicer once I put the collar on him. Very, very accommodating.
Are we allowed to
But
respond? Oh, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting
what?
your cool speech. I'm sorry.
You're all good. No, you're getting
No,
the.
you're fine.
I know
When
it's just
when
a stereotypical
you're
monologue, but it's also
you're
his
good.
backstory.
When he finishes his cool Naruto monologue, I'll have a response.
But alas, you have destroyed the Gios scroll. And it is only a matter of time before I am killed, most likely by you. All
Good
I will tell
thing
you
you
is
know
this.
this is going.
Those who walk with death must not be afraid to embrace it. Know this.
You're pathetic.
Compared to my masters, yes, I am indeed quite pathetic. And the only comfort I take from tonight is that soon I will see you in the same place I will be going once they have stripped you of everything you know and love. I look forward to it. He is done with his speech.
Cool.
Damn, he
Giuseppe,
batshit, huh, boys?
he's crazy.
Makes sense
just
though. Makes sense.
yeah, makes sense though. Giuseppe says I'll tell you what, Ivan, that there's there's a lot to your story, and I'd like to thank you for sharing that with us all here. I do have a question, and perhaps you're a good person with uh, rapidly depleting time with which I might pose this question, specifically regarding the gardening that you do. Now, there's this idea, right? Nature versus nurture. And I don't know, I always looked at gardening as sort of like the perfect in between that because things, they're going to grow. They're going to grow, but you have to take that action for it, right? Because you're not just going to have beautiful flowers growing up all by the lonesome. You have to tend to them, right? You have to you gotta prune the weeds. You gotta take off the little dead ends of the stems and stuff, right? Am I on the right track here? Is that how that works?
I would say so, yes.
You are Correct.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Understand I'm no gardener. Never got a green thumb. Now, it seems to me that your story, much like the story of a garden, has a little bit of nurture in there. Has a little bit of, you know, some hard deals were dealt to you by some people in your life when you were very young that you didn't necessarily have control over. And I don't think that I can blame you for that, right? But it's I know that it's not easy to grow up having a hard life, to be on your own like that. I understand that you probably had to make a lot of choices early on that weren't easy and probably weren't very good for you. But we all have to deal with the hand that we're dealt, unfortunately. Now, the problem with that is that at a certain point, and forgive me for continuing the gardening metaphor, you have to know when it's worth it to keep tending, to keep nurturing, or to pull it out by the root and start over, Unfortunately, in my opinion, sir, you've been tending to weeds. And all I gotta say is it seems like both the dads that you had were kind of bastards, huh? And, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And from his coat, he pulls one of the apples that he got, and he fucking hucks it directly at his face.
Oh my god! Did you do all of that just to build up to that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. That's not gonna do a lot of damage. I don't know if I even need to roll to see if it hits.
It
would
does
be like
damage emotionally, and that's what
an
that is.
unarmed strike at best. Should I roll to see if it hits him at all?
A little vine comes out from behind him and bats it aside.
Damn. He has a good
He
arm on
stares
him,
at you
too.
for a second. His eyes are glowing green. More vines are appearing behind him. I have indeed been tending to weeds.
Oh.
Miss Devon Ma. Which means I have experience with pruning. He suddenly stops. And a hand goes to his chest. He looks like his face is twisted in a rictus of pain all of a sudden.
Oh my god.
No.
Are we gonna have a Deus Ex Machina heart attack?
No, this is no heart attack.
Damn it. Oh no, he's gonna transform.
You see his eyes change.
Uh-oh.
And he slumps over. He actually falls to the ground. Like he has had a heart attack. But then, within a few seconds, he twitches. And gets back up. And is just staring at you blankly.
Boy.
You hear Bolkonski take in a sharp breath. But before you can ask him what that means, you hear a... I want to call it a dead voice, but that is not the right way to describe it. You have found him acceptable. We have more.
Oh.
Enjoy the last vestiges of light while you can. And then he drops and does not get back up.
Oh man, we don't even get the pleasure of killing him?
Giuseppe goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you
Lady's
could get
going to
cucked
take
out
a
of killing
couple.
him.
Damn it!
Lady's gonna take a couple
Damn.
very long strides forward towards his body and raise her axe.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her do it. Yeah, why not?
Yume
I am
closes her
sorry
eyes.
that I didn't give you the chance to kill him yourselves, but that was
No,
planned
this
from the
made
beginning.
sense. This made
No,
sense, and
narratively,
it
this
gave us
made sense. Also, I think
exposition.
that it's going to come up later.
That'll come up. There's aliens. Surely.
There's
Outer
something.
gods, something. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We have others. They say, okay, well, we're gonna make this one into fucking sushi because we're mad at him. Let's
Yeah.
go, baby.
Let's go, baby. I know the
Now,
law.
We're
Time
robbing
to
sushi bar
chop
anymore?
up this eggplant.
I'd like
Actually,
to try to paint a little word picture for how this is going to go.
Oh, please do.
okay.
I will let you have the narration, Miss Nikki.
Thank you, Gunter. Usually, and Gerard would know this, when Lady has her axe poised like this, before she swings, there's usually a little fun remark or a warning. Usually, there's not as much precision in how she swings her axe. But the look in her eyes suggests that if anybody brought that up, or anybody tried to stop her, they would be on the receiving end of her blade. And with a very loud thunk, Ivan's head goes rolling off the gazebo. And she shakes her head a little bit, and you see her almost come back into herself, like her personality regains. She looks to where the head went, goes over, picks it up. Well, does anybody have a silver platter?
Volkonsky recovers himself.
You could use
Walk,
maybe like the tea tray.
Yeah, you
walks
could.
over.
He's got one
He
of those.
actually does go to the tea tray.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah! It's one of those like pioneer woman ones, right?
He steps. He keeps a big distance from Ivan's body. I should note, when you chop off his head, there is no gushing of blood.
Gross. Solid.
And you
All
would
meat.
know that even for a vampire, that is distinctly unusual. They do still have blood coursing through them, even if it is not their own. He had no blood in him at all.
Oh.
Dry.
Hi, Gerard is some version of a trained medical professional. Is he allowed to further investigate this corpse?
I will allow you to roll medicine on this corpse.
Okay, I had to cross the room for something, but I would hate to bring a another interlude in, but I would love to roll medicine on a corpse. I have a +2 in that. Super cool.
Nice.
Um,
Are you enjoying your medical degree?
yeah, I'm enjoying my medical degree. I got a 22.
Well, finally, a character that went to medical school.
He did. He has formal medical
Examining
training.
you, because of your extensive medical training, did take a few courses on treating a vampire. So you know basics of vampire anatomy. Nothing extensive. You were all the way on the other side of Noria. It wasn't like you were expected to be treating a vampire anytime soon, but you know enough. There is something wrong with this body. Vampires are already undead. They are basically walking, talking corpses that are preserved. If you were to cut his chest open, you would find nothing in it.
Uh-oh.
So, like, if I
No
look
heart.
down, for lack of a better graceful phrase for this, if Gerard looks down the neck hole, is it just hollow?
Yep, it is just hollow.
Oh
There is
no!
nothing in there.
Oh my god, he was just a skin suit.
Whatever it
No,
was
you don't.
dead. whatever it was that took him away said we.
No organs
Plural.
in there. There's no blood. Maybe there's some food squishing around in there.
It's just full of tea.
You do notice within within the chest cavity, peering through the neck hole, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There is, well, not peering through the neck hole, that's not how that works. During your examination, you realize his chest is hollow. Except for one hard object that you can feel that doesn't feel like bone or muscle.
Oh, okay.
It's now okay. His head is chopped off, but Gerard, are you like elbow deep in this man's neck hole?
I mean, honest to God, once he sees it's hollow, yeah.
Yeah, just stick it in there.
He's just
Nikki,
gonna Resident Evil
I
it.
think
Yeah.
that's some.
I think
Amanda,
you can do
I
that.
think that's something for you to
I
draw.
will just say you can like cut his chest open.
Okay, but is it funnier to
rifle
be
around
elbow deep in his neck hole?
I mean, I don't think Gerard's gonna elbow deep his neck hole. I do think he is giving this. He should be giving this thing an autopsy, perhaps in a more official area, but he doesn't know if he's gonna have access to this corpse again, so he is just doing it.
Hell
He
yeah.
has a knife. First rule of Journey to Midnight, you got a knife.
Yeah, you got a knife.
You make an incision and start rifling around in there, looking for the goods. You find nothing. No heart, no lungs, no stomach, nothing. There is the feeling of his rib cage and spine, but that's it. You're eventually about to give up when your hand suddenly bumps into what feels like a polished stone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be in there.
Can he grab it and pull it free?
You may.
Okay, Gerard grabs it and he pulls it free of the corpse to look at it.
It is. Not pretty, it just is.
Oh, it just is. So what does it look like? I love that he wasn't expecting us to do this.
No, I'm trying to find the right way to describe this.
Okay, I'm sorry for dunking on you gently. I didn't mean it like that.
No, you're good. You're good.
You got a medical professional on board. Now you got to describe it. Is it kind of like hard to comprehend when you look at it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you are aware this object exists, but it's hard to describe physically.
Yes.
Like literally.
The most you can ascribe to it is that it is roughly spherical. You know the little object in Vox Machina at the end of the series?
So like a little fushigi?
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. It's just spherical, very dark.
Dark.
I would, for lack of a better term, I will say it is black, like looking into a void, but that still does not accurately describe what this thing looks like. It just
the Jareth's
is.
defense tactics strike again.
Looking at it hurts.
Just like the Gaius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Gerard is going to. Oh wait, finish, please.
While you are examining it, you notice. Well, actually, there is some. It's almost like the thing blinks, and then suddenly the stone you are holding has the image of an eye in it.
Bad, bad, bad.
It stares at you for a second, and then fades away.
The eye or the whole thing?
The eye, and then the stone crumbles in your hands.
Oh my god.
Gerard looks alarmed, but also somewhat disappointed.
I will describe the eye as, you know, a cat's pupil when it is extremely dilated?
He most certainly does, yes.
Yeah, it's like that.
Oh, let's see. Okay, well, he is going to very carefully, it leaves behind residue, right?
Nothing. There is nothing.
Oh, so it just completely crumbles into nothing, like not even dust.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Gerard is going to stand up and dust his hands off on his pants and say, "Well, they never taught me that in medical school."
You feel like you were holding something that did not fit within your concepts of life and death. Even
Very
for
interesting.
vampires, they still fit within the concept of being dead. Whatever that was that you just held did not fit within that. It was something else entirely.
Is there anything else that this experience has made me aware of?
You need a bath.
Well, I mean, there's no blood. It was just bloodless meat. It was like
Oh
sticking your
no.
arm in like a can of like deli meat, probably.
Yeah, it was like
It's like, listen, it's like
he's
whole
like
fist
human
in a
shaped spam.
tube of bologna. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's like the bologna slime.
It's like sticking your
Yeah.
hand up to Thanksgiving turkey.
And here's the thing, you don't even have any of that on you. It's just a feeling that like you need to take a bath.
The concept of slime.
Yeah.
He's gonna turn to Lady and
Little
he's like,
slime boy.
little slime boy. He's gonna turn to Lady and he's like, I assume that you have this situation, and his eyes like sink down to the head and then back up at her. I assume you have this situation in hand. I would like to be excused to bathe.
You are excused. Enjoy.
Please call me if you need something.
Of course.
And then he is going to very quietly take his leave.
Lady looks back at the body, and then she looks very like kind of questioningly serious at Ray, and then back at the body, and then back at Ray, and then back at the body, and then back at Ray, and she goes, "Do you think you could burn the body? Would that make a difference?" And then she looks at their little vampire friend
May
that's been
not
following
make a
them around,
difference, but I can still do it.
Volkansky.
Volkansky, and she
Well,
goes, "That's what make a difference, yes?"
we have his head. That will do. He looks at the body for a second, and there's a distinct look of unease on his face.
Yes, no, I am aware that chopping the head off the body did a lot. However, I am still angry, and I would like to see some pretty lights. So,
Oh no, your ladyship. I am more than content with you burning the body. Uh
If I may.
yes.
I'd like to have some of my own friends take a look at this and see what they make of it.
I will go ahead and tell you the stone was the only thing of interest within the body. If you were to thoroughly examine it, you will just find essentially a skin suit. No organs in it. There's muscle, there's bones, but nothing else.
All the goo's been removed.
Never mind then.
I love
Yeah.
Men in Black.
Okay, so Ray's spell is produce flame. He can use it as an action to attack.
You're not in combat. I'll just say you cast it.
Do I need to roll to see how well it lights up in flame?
Nah.
You can just do it.
You are able to burn the body. I'm not gonna make you roll
Okay.
to burn a corpse. That's
Roll to burn a corpse.
roll to burn a
burn a
corpse. Mostly because that's yeah.
It,
Alright.
it would have failed anyway.
Damn. So yeah, you burn the body. There is only Ivan's head.
Question.
Answer.
If I failed that bad, can it burn the body and the garden?
Ooh.
If we had been rolling, I would have said it would have started a fire, but I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Like you would have caught some of the garden on fire, but I'm not making you roll for it. You're burning a corpse. I'm not gonna turn that into a big thing.
Can he burn the garden too?
Oh, you do want to burn the garden.
He kind of
Yeah.
wants to burn the garden. Look, Ray is also a druid. One of his kind was killed because of this idiot. He's going to take as much revenge as possible.
This is a big, sexy episode for Ray. I like it.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, I will tell you, Ray, in particular, when you go to the flowers, they are actually flowers, but you can tell as a druid that they seem to be in pain from being under Ivan's care.
Oh, that's really sad, actually.
They almost want
God.
you to burn them.
Okay. God. Okay, question.
Yes.
He has a +6 in nature. Can he talk to plants?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Can he roll to talk
We're gonna
to these
Ferngully
plants?
this shit.
We're gonna
Pretty sure that is
Ferngully
like
this shit.
I thought that was like a
That's
thing druids could just do anyway.
I know they can talk to animals. I will say you can have some sort of like dialogue with the plants, not like talking to them, but you can feel what they are feeling and sort of communicate back with them.
Also,
Sort
there
of.
is a tree there that used to be a lady.
The tree
So I rolled a
lady
22
is
with nature.
yeah, you are able to understand what the plants are saying and convey to them that you do understand and what you intend to do. They beg you to do it.
Oh god.
Oh.
Ray
They
is now misty-eyed as he slowly drags his hand across the plants to free them from their prison that Ivan gave them.
Oh.
You start the fire. It does not go like a normal fire. The flames touch the plants and they seem to just dissolve into ash immediately. The same goes for the tree and all the plants that Ivan was caring for. And once they are gone, the garden had always smelled of roses and the other flowers around there, but this time it smells more genuine.
Oh.
It's brief, but it seems like a last little thank you from the plants before it too disappears, leaving only ash.
Well, that was more
Ray
emotionally involved than I
just kind
expected.
of reaches up and wipes a tear from his face.
Giuseppe kind of pats him on the back and he says, like I said, you gotta know when to nurture and you gotta know when to prune.
Oh.
Gotta
You alright,
know
buddy?
when to hold 'em.
Hold 'em. Know when to hold 'em.
Know when to fold 'em. Know when to
I'm
walk
sorry.
away. Know when to run.
I love the Grand Ole
Oh,
Opry.
that's a good song. I am sorry. I'm
No,
gonna
it's
cook you
really
out of a fight,
good.
but I'm not gonna cook you out of some emotion.
No.
I was gonna say that made me really sad.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
Full range of human emotion in
Ray's
this
like
one, baby.
gonna go back at some point and just. He's a well-rounded man.
God, he's so
God.
hot.
Dreamboat, Ray.
Absolute fucking dreamboat.
Is there anything else you would like to do in the garden? The body has nothing in it. The garden itself is gone.
I'm personally
I
done.
will
Hey,
say,
actually, I have a question.
after Ray set the garden on fire, Yume started looking pretty green, as Giuseppe would put it.
Yes. I know what you mean. It does bring up certain memories for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Gerard's apple still around?
You mean Giuseppe?
Giuseppe's?
Yeah,
Giuseppe's apple is
Sorry.
still on the ground. It did not get burned.
Cool. Lady's gonna pick that up, kind of like pry Ivan's mouth open and stick it in there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's having a big sexy day.
Really
lady, you
Luau.
you do hear the voices. You do hear in your head a little good, 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 good.
Oh my god.
And she's nodding in agreement. To everybody else, she's just nodding.
All right. With that, you make your way back into the
Love
palace.
to see it.
There is some confusion, and people are asking what has happened to His Excellency before they see his head on a silver platter
With an apple in the mouth.
with the
As you
apple
do.
in the mouth. Is Lady carrying it?
Yes.
Okay. Volkonsky does reassure them that. Well, he doesn't reassure them. He informs anyone who tries to bar your way or question you that they executed a traitor and they are presenting his head to the viceroy.
I was gonna
And that is
say,
all
Lady's
that is
making a
all he
beeline
says.
for Philippe.
Yeah. He is the aide de camp to the highest military official in the viceroyalties, so people listen to what he says. You are able to quickly make your way back to the council chambers. By this point, Philippe has he is not okay, but he has calmed down. He and Kutuzov are having an in detail conversation. You hear snippets of it coming in. They're talking about inviting the Mazavian nobility for some sort of assembly. When you walk in, they look up and see Ivan's head on the silver platter with the apple in it.
Lady
Kutuzov
places it
just goes
very gently in
silent.
front of Philippe.
Philippe stares at it for a second. He doesn't know what to feel. He looks at you and says, I think I did love him at first, ma chère. Thank you.
Philippe, love is a choice. He took that choice from you.
Yes, he did.
The head is
But
yours
not
to do with
anymore.
what you will.
Philippe turns to a guard that is in the room. Take this. He does notice now that he does notice the strange aura coming from this head that is making all of the vampires in particular uneasy because he himself is one. Turns to a human guard. Take this. I don't care what you do with it. Just get rid of it. The guard nods hastily, takes the head. You will find out later that it is put on a pike and put outside the city gates with a little placard
Yeah, good.
nailed to the forehead saying, "Thus
Bitch
to all
boy.
traitors."
Or that
Excellent.
works too.
Yeah. It will turn some heads when people see that it is the Viceroy's husband. But yeah. Yume, Philippe looks directly at you. And actually gets on his knee before you. It was not by choice. But all the same, for all the suffering I have wrought upon your people, I am deeply, genuinely sorry. I do not know what will happen from here on out, but I swear on my life, I will do what I can to make it better for them in this viceroyalty.
I don't think Yume really knows how to respond. I think she just kind of nods for a minute.
You have spent a good chunk of your life hating the Rus authorities, and you've just found out that the main reason they were acting the way they were was because the viceroy was
Yeah,
being forced to do it against his will.
like okay, the rest of the population was pretty bad before the Rus took over, but because like I can't remember if like the stuff with her backstory happened. Was that under Rus rule?
Yeah. It's been. How old is
Yeah.
Yume
Okay.
again?
Huh?
How old is Yume again?
She's 21, and the stuff that happened with her happened when she was 6.
The Rus have been occupying Mazov for 20 years.
For how long?
Then it would have happened all
For
under Rus
20
rule.
years.
Yeah.
Your entire life has been under Rus rule.
Basically, yeah. She would have been
Ivan
1.
Rasputin. Rah, rah, Rasputin.
It
I probably shouldn't say that for copyright things, but anyway.
It's okay.
was a
Um,
short amount of time, and it was for parody. It's fine.
You do notice. I will just give you this. You do notice there had been a document Ivan was in the process of writing while he was talking with Kutuzov. It seems he was multitasking.
Huh?
That is a. You see bits and pieces of it. It is a decree formally announcing full rights for the Dreamwalkers. They may reside in the city. They may own businesses, marry, practice whatever faith they want. You are basically being recognized as full citizens of the realm, whereas before you were non-entities legally. It is a complete reversal of your situation.
Her lip
He got
starts
those
quivering.
He got them with reparations in stock.
Her lip
Hell
starts
yeah,
quivering.
baby.
Oh.
Philippe
Really?
notices you looking at it. He says, yes. It is not finished yet, but my signature will be on the finished document within the night, and it will be sent to the printers to be posted throughout the realm. When I am finished writing this original copy, would you like to affix your signature to it, along with mine?
She nods again. She's just at a loss for words right now.
It's almost like Philippe has wanted to do this sort of thing all along, but couldn't because he was under compulsion.
Oh.
You all remember that what Bolkonsky had been saying about him being a part of the reformist faction. One of the causes he had been advocating for specifically was rights for the dreamers.
A good lad.
And now he can finally do it. Kutuzov steps in. The Sexy Ray episode, yes. Kutuzov steps in. I think it has been a long night. You have all done us a great service and possibly avoided the crisis. No, not. You have definitely helped us avoid the crisis. The Viceroy and I, we are, along with the document he has shown you, we are in the process of summoning the Mazovian notables to a conclave. What do the people in Avalon call it? The Parliament, yes. There, we do not have imperialist sanction since there is no imperial government at the moment, but we do wish to build a more consultative model here in Device Royalty. And to that end, we will be asking them to serve as representatives for the people of Device Royalty. In the meantime, he does pull out another set of papers from his jacket, affixed with a military seal. This arrived and makes this much more urgent. I was not kidding when I said there was no imperial government. The Tsardom of Rus has collapsed into civil war.
Yeah, that seems like that could become a potential
Yeah, that
issue.
could become a problem,
That
yeah.
I've been wondering how that was going to be sorted out.
Yep, this is why I haven't mentioned it ever since that one announcement Fleet made, was because now you can get into the meat of the story because the first introductory arc is ending. The reactionaries and reformists have come to blows in the capital, and in provinces that were mismanaged or recently integrated, there are rebel movements springing up everywhere. Nobles are seizing power in their own regions for one cause or another. It is another time of troubles.
Oh, it's another time of troubles.
It's another time of troubles.
Oh.
It's always something, right?
We, as far as we know, there is no designated Imperial heir, but we hope to come to an arrangement with the Mazovian people and notables to help us reassert order in the larger realm. One way we will do this is to offer in exchange for their help to put the reforms the Viceroy and I are considering into law for the entire Tsardom. Hopefully, if fate is on our side, we can gain the upper hand over the other factions and establish a government. You all exhibited quite a bit of initiative and quick thinking. And if it weren't for you, most likely we would also be collapsing into violence tonight.
He's not wrong, you know. I
Um,
didn't say it out loud, but
to that
That's
end, very informal, but in recognition of your services, the Viceroy and I felt it was only appropriate that each and every one of you be offered the choice of ennoblement. You
like
You
wouldn't
ain't jaws on the floor right now.
get any titles or anything. We don't have that kind of
oh, see, that was my
authority.
next question. Okay, that's
But
fine.
you would have the full privileges and responsibilities of a Rus noble.
What exactly does that entail?
The right to enter any government facility, requisition of records, military units that respect the law anyway, would be forced to at least consider your word. The same goes for government officials.
Yeah,
You would
I'm
have
in. Oh, there's more?
Lady
Okay.
just starts nodding. She likes to collect titles, and she knows she's not getting one, but still.
I realize
you
I'm
would
not sure
also
if Gerard is in the room, but I think it is funnier if he returns exactly at this moment with like drying his little hands on his pants. Like,
That's right, he was showering. Hey, no, that's absolutely perfect.
I will say, like, you finished your little bath and came back in the middle of Philippe, like, talking with Yume and have been listening to the rest.
I was about to say, he's been here. I hate to be. I was like, damn, I never put him back in the scene. I assume he's here. Okay, sorry,
They
I
would
didn't mean to interrupt.
also give you an automatic place in the Imperial Court. For
Oh,
what that's
God.
worth right now. But in the future, you would have any say, particularly with your contributions to Imperial policy, to a certain extent. If you can play the
Damn.
court game, that is.
Well, that's that's something for the old resume, isn't it? I'm
Kutuzov
in.
does smirk wryly. The fangs are not so nice. Just so you have full context, he is offering to turn you all into vampires.
Oh.
Uh,
Hmm.
That is
now,
what he means by ennoblement in the
oh
rules
my
of
god.
context.
Oh no.
Oh, this came up a lot quicker than I thought it would.
Yeah,
You stopped a possible civil war from erupting in Mazov by stopping this riot and killing the guy who was causing a lot of the region's political problems.
I'm gonna be
Not all of
real.
them, but instigating a lot.
I'm gonna be real. Gerard looks like he's thinking about it, but he kind of mulls it over and looks down at his shoes and then crosses his arms a little tighter and does he doesn't say anything, but he doesn't actually seem very enthused by the idea.
Giuseppe goes, now, wait a second. No. Are the fangs optional?
Oh my god.
Listen,
Mazov looks at you,
I
Giuseppe.
appreciate the offer that you're
I don't
making.
know, Mr. Vampires aren't real. I have not seen a vampire without them yet.
You're very funny. Have I mentioned that?
I've been told I'm hilarious. Thank you.
Yes. What I'm asking,
I'm sorry,
ennoblement is one thing, but you're not offering us a job. You're offering us immortality. You know that.
For him and any other Roost noble, the concepts of vampirism and nobility are inseparable. If you are born in Rus as a noble, there are non-vampire nobles in Rus, but they are usually not like actual Rusians.
Mm.
Like Kutuzov himself, like becoming a noble means becoming a vampire.
Gotcha.
The
Giuseppe,
only sort
yeah.
of nobles you would see who aren't vampires come from particular regions that have special circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
like Mazov.
Giuseppe kind of gives a sigh and he says, I greatly appreciate your offer. I cannot imagine that Mrs. Von Ma would be very happy with that. And to be honest, I think that there are some people who can live with immortality and who can thrive in it. I don't think I'm one of them. And like I said, as much as I appreciate your offer, that's not something that I can do. But listen, that doesn't mean that we're not here to help. It also doesn't mean that I'm not gonna kind of expect access to some records. I mean, you know, your boy likes to do research. But yeah, that's a no go on the big teeth, fella. Good luck on you, though. Good luck on you. And he kind of
He
steps back.
nods his head, surprised but understanding. The offer is
It's a
naturally
big
extended to
one.
all of you.
This is a big life change, you know? I'm not saying this out loud, I'm saying it to each other. Like that's a big life change to just offer someone, yeah, you'll be immortal, but you'll also be different than how you were your entire life and different from your family and everyone you're attached to. Well, anyway,
Yume has been kind of like looking at the floor this whole time. Like she's been thinking really hard about this. And she looks up and she says, I'll do it.
as I say, might as well double whammy. Vampire Dreamwalker, let's go.
Kutuzov nods his head. Really well. He looks to Philippe. It is Philippe as the civil official who has to ennoble you. He walks up.
Also, sorry, my mom came into the room to ask a question. Giuseppe would would maybe step in. He goes, wait, kid. Have you thought about this? Are you sure?
Dreamwalker becoming a noble, yes.
You understand that that's not all this is. Tell me you understand that. He is not just offering you.
I know.
And are you gonna understand that in 200 years?
Well, I'd need a crystal ball to answer that, but if I can help the Dreamwalkers, I will.
Sounds like Yume has made her decision. Is that correct?
She has.
All right. Philippe nods. I need you to relax as much as possible.
Yume completely tense. I am relaxed.
Oh my god.
He puts his hands on your shoulders. He is looking directly into your eyes. I need you to relax.
Roll to relax.
He is
Every morning
actually
when I
putting
wake
you.
up.
He is actually putting you in a bit of a trance when he does this, looking into his
Do I need to
eyes.
make a
Because,
roll? Do I need a roll?
no. This
Okay.
is hard cutscene right now. We are in flavor mode.
Cool. Excellent.
You feel calm and at ease, as like no harm will come to you. No wrong will happen while Philippe is right there. You feel him bite into your neck, just for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then he produces a small knife from his belt and slits his wrist. Open your mouth.
It opens.
He holds his wrist over your mouth, and a few drops of blood fall down your throat.
She coughs, but it goes down.
For a couple moments, it seems like nothing changes. And before you feel immediately that you are changing.
Oh, fun.
Suddenly everything is much more. Imagine going from an HD TV in 2005 to a 4K Ultra HD TV now. Just immediately.
It's like putting on glasses for the first time.
Yeah, your senses are suddenly hyper attuned. You can hear every little thing, see every little detail. You're assaulted by a wave of smells. Yeah, you're basically getting sensory overload.
Oh.
You actually faint.
Giuseppe
Yeah,
rushes
that
to catch her.
tracks.
Yeah. Giuseppe catches you. Philippe
Aw.
says, "It is all right. That is quite common. She will wake within about an hour or two." He goes to a cabinet and produces a decanter with some blood in it.
She's just taking
Hands
a
it,
little nap, but she's fine.
yeah. Hands it to Lady. Give this to her immediately when she wakes up. She will be very hungry.
I will give. Do not worry.
Really good. Yume has taken the ennoblement. Would anyone else like to enter the midnight aristocracy?
One of us. One of us. one of us.
God, like if I had built a different character, I would jump on this shit so fast. But sadly, like this is not the character I have built. I have reasons he cannot. And I think Yume taking it out of the team is very good. Here's the thing. My thing is like I don't want to insult him because this is him like very much going out on a limb for us, and this is how he's thanking us.
Yeah,
it's
a big entirely ask.
It's a big ask. It's sort of like it's
like,
sort of
I know
like
he won't be like mad. It's
yeah.
just like this is me being overly polite, where I'm like, I was like,
maybe
oh,
I don't want to be rude. Maybe I can cede
maybe
to immortality.
with being a vampire.
He is okay with you refusing him. He explains that this is not like
he gets that this is a big
you guys
ask,
have already
I assume.
you guys have gotten the spiel of how the way noble heirs are created is that they're turned into vampires and adopted by the family.
Mhm.
That's not what he's doing. He is like basically
he's creating free agents, baby.
Yeah, he is ennobling you, and basically you would all be like anyone who takes it would be the progenitor of their own house.
Okay. Damn.
This isn't an
I
adoption.
wish
This is just an outright ennoblement.
it's
This
just an
is
outright
you getting a
ennoblement.
reward.
Because there isn't like, okay, and this is gonna sound awful, but it's the only term I have. There isn't like a sire system in this world, right? Like the vampire who turned you inherently has influence over you.
No, there's nothing like that.
Okay, because that's also like dicey. There are other reasons why Gerard wouldn't do it, but I did want to ask that.
Yeah, no, that is not a thing here.
Yeah.
I wish I thought to ask that before I took it, but like
it's okay. Here's the thing. I wanted Yume to take it so bad.
The decision made sense for her.
No, it did. It just makes sense for her. Like this is her chance to gain power. And this is me just talking about my character for 2 seconds. Gerard has no reason to gain power, at all. He wants to live as quietly as possible, and things keep interrupting that. And he also has no desire to become something he is. He does not want to change again in a more complicated way. So he
It's the pretty man disease.
he would like to stay how he is. Yeah, he would like to not overcomplicate his situation, and he would like to stay how he. That's also a lie. He would not like to change into that. And we'll leave it at that.
Fair. All right.
Does look considering.
I was gonna say, Lady gets another title.
A lady looks very considering. She hasn't given Philippe her answer yet, and now she kind of looks at him and goes, "I don't want to give you my answer quite yet. I would like to think about it a little bit more.
Of course. It
Later,
is a big decision.
I will have one."
Yes, of course. There's no need to decide right at this moment. For some, this is not a decision lightly taken. I understand that.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he lets us sit on it for a while, that's also very nice of him. So if no others are takers, I guess no others are takers at the current moment. Ray, what did Ray have to say about it?
We haven't heard from Ray yet.
Yeah. Is Ray still alive?
Still alive. He's been sitting quietly in the corner. He's watched the whole situation. And he says, "As much as I appreciate your offer, my duty as a druid is to live and help other things live. Even if being a vampire means living forever, it's not truly living if I'm harming other things in order to live."
Philippe shrugs his shoulders. Fair enough. I
Is
know
Ray
of
like photosynthesized or what?
He's a vegan.
Philippe,
Ray's a vegan in 1815. Like, he's
God.
ahead
He's
of his
powerful.
time.
He's ahead of his
He's
time.
powerful.
Philippe.
He's not a vegan. I very much imagine him as the type of person who, like, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, whenever he has to kill something for his food, he, like, thanks it.
Oh, he's so nice.
And, like, thanks the universe for bringing it to him kind of thing.
What a nice fella. No, his
Very
principle
nice.
does make sense, though. Like, a vampire
There is a reason that not a lot of vampires are druids, and that you only know of the one vampire druid aside from Ivan, Miss Bran.
Miss Bran.
Yeah.
Anastasia, if you will.
Anastasia. It is not uncommon for druids to be, if not anti-vampire, then averse to dealing with them too much because of the nature of what they are. So yeah, he definitely understands why you would turn that down.
All right. I think Giuseppe said no because of his wife.
Yeah.
Now this is just a trivia question about Giuseppe.
Mm-hmm.
If his wife would also become a vampire and his dog, would he say yes?
I think for him it's a little bit more, because it's not just like, I think it would be more tempting, but I think he's afraid that he is not cut out to live forever. Yeah. And I think that he doesn't want to risk regretting that decision. And in addition to, like, he would never put that upon other people in his life just to keep himself happy. So, like, he's like, nah, probably a bad idea. Yeah.
Sorry, this turned into me doing a character study of everyone.
No, it's extremely good. It's a good way to
That is part of what I was
reveal.
hoping would
It's a good way to
when I threw this at you.
No, it's good to, like, see how your characters view things like immortality and life
Honestly,
and death and their own
I think
place
I
in that.
surprised myself by having her make that decision, but, like, the more I thought about it in the moment, yeah.
It makes sense.
It's good for her. It makes sense. It makes sense. Also, it's gonna be sick.
Like,
I wanted someone.
Here's
to
the thing. Here's the thing. More of us should be vampires.
Like,
we just have to get there narratively.
A good thing, like, backstory lore-wise, Yume becoming a noble, a vampire, basically gives the Dreamwalkers a level of representation they've never had before.
Hell yeah.
Even before the Roost came in.
Exactly.
Like, you have, as a vampire noble, you have direct access to the Imperial Court. It is entirely possible for you to have in-person interactions with the Tsar, whoever that will eventually be.
Oh boy.
All right. However, we have all made our decision, and Miss Yume is being taken care of. So, we ball.
She's taking a nap.
Taking a nap.
I think we ball.
All right. I think that is a fitting place to stop the session, actually, and to end the arc.
We finished the arc!
We did it!
You have finished your first arc.
Good job, team!
It took us 7 sessions, but we did it.
Hell yeah.
I'm so satisfied. That wrapped up so nicely.
Yes. Yes, Nikki, you do have a good point. We can do a little one-on-one conversation between Lady and Philippe. Do you want that to be a private thing or just here?
Here. We can do it here.
All right. We have one more thing to address then before we end the arc. It is later. Everyone has gone to bed. Yume did wake up, guzzled down the decanter of blood.
Didn't even use a cup. Just took the decanter.
Yeah.
Chugged the whole
Yeah.
thing.
You are informed that you will need to go to the church to get an official baptism.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotta
the
go to
roost-
Virch.
Baptism, perhaps.
Take
You-
me to Virch.
You do have to go to Virch because
You do
without
have to go to Virch.
official recognition from the Orthodox gods, you are a normal vampire who will burn the moment the sun touches you.
Hey,
Oh,
Gunter, I
cool.
really feel
Yes.
like we missed out on not calling it like a vampism.
Damn, yeah, baptism.
Baptism.
It's
Okay,
I am
that's all
so
I got.
pleased with this interesting little narrative tidbit I've come up with Virch.
It just makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course they're ordained.
It's
It
so
fucking makes
nice.
sense. It's cool as hell. All right.
She's
All
a
right.
good girl. She goes to Virch and reads
Her
Bible.
Bible.
Oh my god.
Her
All right.
Bible.
So yeah, that happens. We can say you do that during the night. It's a quick little thing. Virtues do it all the time. But in the meantime, Lady and Philippe are having a private conversation. You have gone to a balcony overlooking the city, and it's just you two. You wanted to give me your decision in private, ma chère. Well, you've had time to think about it. What is your answer?
My answer is currently no. In the future, perhaps, but as I stand right now, I do not think vampirism would suit. Perhaps one day, but while I still have my duties to attend to, and I still fear surviving one more day, I do not think vampirism is for me. A fact and a tidbit I am sure you understand.
Philippe, he chuckles. I had expected a 50-50 shot with you, ma chère. You always did love acquiring new titles.
It would open many doors for me, and I can see that. But alas, for now I think I shall remain mortal. And again, when I do not think of death so poetically, and think of the end so poetically, perhaps one day. But not for now. Not for now.
For you, ma chère, the offer is always open.
You, Philippe, are the only one I would let turn me.
That I did thoroughly expect.
That's bestie talk.
They're besties.
They're besties.
Jeez.
Go on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, you're fine. Was there anything else you needed to say, Nikki?
She does. Can I just like come up with something out of the blue? Would that be alright? Because they
Sure.
already kind of canonically went on a shopping trip. All right, cool.
I will let you know if it doesn't fly.
All right. Out of her many skirts, many skirts, she pulls out a little book, and it's like a book on magic. She can't fucking read it. She doesn't know what level of magic it needs, and she kind of gives it to him, and she goes, "To restart your hobby, whenever
Aww.
you have Z time."
He does look like a little boy that's been given a Nerf gun. So I will have so much to do. But for you, ma chère, I will make time.
And always for you, Philippe. My axe
He
is
gives
ready.
her a full body hug.
He kicks his legs up and hops up and down like a little schoolgirl.
They're besties.
They're besties.
Who, if things have gone differently, might have been romances.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. All
I
right.
love them so much. All right. Sorry. Now I'm satisfied. Thank you.
No problem. You are perfectly fine. Is there anything else?
When you make excuse me. tickle my throat. When Yume gets back from her vamptism,
Or vamptism.
she also comes back with little gifts for the group.
Aww.
Vampire Virch gifts.
You get free souvenir Bibles.
No, she sits down and she hands each of them a very soft pair of green gloves.
Aww.
Oh my.
We're joining a gang, fellas.
Yeah.
Woo!
You have been declared honorary members of the Green Hand.
Giuseppe laughs, I think, with his whole gut, and he says, "You know, I was in the market for a new pair of gloves."
Yume, this is the first time you've genuinely heard her laugh.
And when she does, you can see the gleam of two fangs fade to black.
Oh, baby.
Dun, dun, dun.
Roundabout starts playing in the background.
All right.
I
Yep,
think
you
that's
are
a
all
wrap.
given the. That is a wrap, I believe. I don't have anything else for you.
Hell yeah.
You have finished your first arc. You
We
have
did it.
survived. You may
Thanks
now
for
enter
watching.
the meat of the story.
The twists and turns in that one, Gunter. Hell yeah.
I am quite satisfied with how that
It
turned
was
out.
lovely.
That was
The
fun
intrigue.
too. The actual intrigue. You write such a good story, Gunter.
Yes,
You did a
Thank
good
you.
job, sir. All right, lads, we wrapping
Ye-
it so everyone can mosey.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
post
believe
my little
so.
notes in chat, and then I have to PS.
We
Yeah,
we
we
end
should
stream.
have
We
the
end
next
stream.
session, and barring any unforeseen circumstances,
on the 13th.
the 13th of August.
Sounds good.
But it's not a Friday, so it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Nope. I do believe on the 6th it is either. Oh. Excuse me, sorry. It is either a Genshin or a Final Fantasy stream. I don't know what y'all have planned for that.
The 6th should be Genshin. Final Fantasies. I think I'm trying to establish.
whenever.
Well, I think I'm trying to establish what I'm gonna like to call a Final Fantasy Fridays.
Final Fantasy Friday. No, Final
Unmuting
Fantasy is
myself to
having a
say I
Friday.
do like Final Fantasy Fridays. We might not be able to do one next Friday the 5th because we might be doing things with the D&D group.
Gotcha. That's
true.
okay.
But after that, I do have my
very
calendar marked out for all of August because we're on a D&D hiatus for an extended period. I have my calendar just marked out for Final Fantasy Fridays.
I just really like the idea of Final Fantasy Fridays.
Final Fantasy Fridays.
Final Fantasy Fridays.
Final Fantasy Fridays.
Alright. Once again, when our follower count here on the Twitch hits 25, we're going to be spending a few hours playing Jackbox games with a bunch of the people who get featured on the stream here.
I'm so looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it, so get your friends to hit that follow button. Make sure you never miss a stream while you're here. And then go ahead and check out our links below on our About page. Go to our Twitter, hit follow there, so you always know when we're streaming, and go to our YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video, even if you miss a stream.
How'd you practice that?
Maybe.
It was beautiful. You did
I will
great.
say, thank you all for watching. You are helping to make the streams what they are.
Thank you to Katie for keeping everything running.
Thanks to our wonderful tech crew.
As always.
I would say stand up and take a bow, but nobody would see it anyway. Maybe do it anyway in your own room.
I'll do this for you.
We love.
Yay!
Yay!
We love you so much, Katie. Thank you so much for doing this for us. Have a great rest of the weekend, you all.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.